Good evening, everybody. Welcome to America's Third Party. Hello. We are here. Monday, Conspiracy Monday. This is a weekly event where we talk about issues that are just not talked about on the mainstream media. I'm David Sponheim, running for president in 2016. Consider me your alternative choice for the presidency, simply because I take on any issue. Any issue. There's not one single issue that I skirt. Whereas you turn on Bill O'Reilly or anyone on the news or radio shows, you listen to Michael Savage, and he actually makes statements that are absurd. He actually said that anyone who believes in chemtrails doesn't understand science. Well, tell me why these planes are retrofitted with tanks, canisters for delivering chemicals on your head. I mean, I can show you the science behind it. It's geoengineering, and it's going on right now. So Michael Savage won't broach the issue of chemtrails. Bill O'Reilly wouldn't even talk about 9/11 as an inside job. He would call you a truther and get you off the show. So we are gathering at the river, so to speak, because we are aware people, independent thinkers, free thinkers, if you will. And we want everyone to know that this type of geoengineering is something we need to talk about, because they're doing it right in front of your eyes. Yes, it's a serious, constant problem. Now, we will be recording the show tonight for all of you who are watching. We will record the chat as well for all of you who want to threaten my life. Feel free to say anything you want. It's not going to be used against you unless you threaten my life, and then you will be charged the crime. All right, so we have some issues to talk about. Melania Trump has revealed a story. Melania Trump outright lied under oath about having a college degree. I mean, coming from the woman who talked about things the way Michelle talked about things because she plagiarized Michelle or Michael, whatever you want to call it or him. Yeah, so we've got a lot of problems here. This is Raw Story. I'll give you the link. You can check it out. We are bringing you cutting edge information tonight from our link masters. How can anyone be anti-porn? Michael Savage is anti something he can't stop? Interesting. Well, speaking of porn, let's talk about Melania, shall we? Melania Trump's website was yanked offline in July when discrepancies surfaced about her claim that she graduated with a degree in architecture from the University of Ljubljana in Slovenia. She, in fact, did not graduate. Rather, she only attended classes before moving on to a modeling career and coming to the United States under possibly illegal visas. Now it seems new evidence shows that Trump may have lied about her degree under oath, making her guilty of perjury. So she's a Trump too. Yeah, Melania. The case involved now defunct Caviar skincare line, which Iraq.com recalls Trump promoted on Good Morning America, her husband's show, The Apprentice, and on CNBC, but ultimately never made it to the market. The contract Trump had with a cosmetic company called New Sunshine LLC imploded when friend Steve Hilbert was fired from the company by another Trump friend, John Menard. The extensive investigation about the bizarre world of cosmetics outlines a business catastrophe that ended up in a court where Trump was asked to testify. And she revealed the frustration and anger with the company that never launched a product she worked so hard to promote around the world. But the kicker comes when the attorneys were asking Trump basic questions about who she was and where she was from. "Where were you born, Mrs. Trump?" the attorney asked. "I was born in Slovenia," she answered. "Would you please explain to the judge your formal education, including what schools you attended and from which you graduated?" the attorney requested. "I attended and graduated from design school, from fashion and industrial design school, and also attended and graduated from architecture degree, bachelor's degree," she testified under oath. I mean, really? Two peas in a pod. I mean, it takes a liar to know a liar, right? And they know each other real well. She wants the money, and he has the money, and he wants money too. And you want to vote for those people? Wow. And then we got Hillary. Her bumbling behavior, incompetent bumbling behavior. When asked questions, she seems to always avert the answer. Are we friends with England? I hear that from you every night. Of course we're friends with England. They're our allies. We don't know the story of Amal Clooney. We don't know, some people say Amal may be a transgender. I mean, I can't say that. I have no knowledge of that. You know, someday maybe the Clooneys are going to be a very vocal couple. I mean, who knows? Maybe George wants to run. Maybe Amal might be the next generation Melania to deal with. Who knows? Well, you're giving her a pass, 283, and that's not fair. He's running for the most important position in the country. You don't need a liar up there or somebody who steals my ideas. Trump has stolen 10 of my ideas and acts like they're his own. So that's the kind of person he is. This is bizarre. The FDA is so out of touch with reality, it's not even funny. They're claiming Frosted Flakes are healthier than avocados, highlighting the agency's incompetence and corruption. Avocados are a superfood, by the way, in case you didn't know that. The FDA is supposed to be a trusted organization, but many people who have had even the remotest inkling of basic nutrition are scratching their heads over the agency's official definition of healthy. You know, Frosted Flakes are covered with high fructose corn syrup, sugar. I mean, go figure. These people don't care about Food and Drug Administration. They just want to pad their pockets and get reelected. And therein lies the problem with our entire country. Everybody running it, all the people are absolutely corrupt. And so you want to pick another person who's even more corrupt than all of them, Hillary or Donald? It's amazing. Nope, she's around. She's around. She and I hang out. Sarah's got a part of the show. She comes in about 30 minutes from now. So there's nothing to worry about. But thanks for sharing. Yeah, that's what happens when you call your government officials. Thanks for sharing. If the entire planet does what Italy is doing, there would be no world hunger. What's going on with Italy? Are they making pasta for everyone? Check this out. This is good to know. If the entire planet does what Italy is doing, there would be no world hunger. What is Italy doing? Food waste is a big deal. The global volume of food waste is estimated to be about 1.6 billion tons of primary product equivalents, with the total edible food wasted number coming in around 1.3 billion tons of edible food wasted. As for its carbon footprint, food waste cracks up an estimated 3.3 billion tons of CO2. This is why it's so important for people to shift the way they think about food, and one country stepping up to the plate, Italy, is implementing a series of incentives to help end food waste. Rather than throwing away leftover food, they want businesses that sell food to donate anything unsold to charities. You know, I'm thinking maybe we might want to talk to some of our Italian friends in America, they handle environmental concerns, Can you imagine the mafia running the composting centers in America? Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the composting center here. But no, I think Italians are not in any way associated with mafia people. So let's not go there, okay? Change the subject. But that's amazing. The bill was met with broad support from all political parties in Italy. This is really good news. I'm loving it. Right on, man. Thank you for telling me about that. I have 185 IQ. Trump has an IQ about half of that. My phone is on. Yours is calling from a blocked number. That's why you can't get through. David, La Mafia Costa Nostra is watching you. Hello, guys, from the La Mafia Costa Nostra. Welcome. We don't want to segregate anybody here. We want you all to have input. Just because you may be involved in the waste management business doesn't mean I don't want to talk to you, because we want to make it available for you to actually take that waste that you're so diligently dealing with. And, in areas like New York, this could be a real issue. And I want to make sure that there's a free place for them to drop that stuff off. Okay. You're saying that his IQ is 120 or 130. Could you show me? After 5 minutes, the chat just loaded. Still no audio or video. Wow. 547 is receiving his dose of censorship tonight. On my end, I have no drop frames. Some of you are actually receiving it through a server going over the Pacific Ocean. Many of you who aren't connected to watching the show through UHF channels, like many Asian countries are doing right now, have a problem connecting to the show. I know. In about a month, we're going to be seeing about a month, we're going to be seeing a blogtv.ca open. And you'll have another venue to go watch our show. We'll be broadcasting on those as well. This one and that one. And right now we're over at iVlog. Hail Caesar salad. I'm not running ads. I don't run ads, Cyberdet Jedi. That's strictly iVlog. And then we've got an actual live stream broadcast. Let's see if... should be coming in. Let's take a look. Yeah. Let me hit refresh. I'm not going to tell you what I'm getting Sarah for Christmas. You've been here 3 hours and still can't type comments. That's amazing, 283. Well, you just got your comments in. I haven't considered Harambe, whoever that is. The Crips in your hood are supporting third party because of his pro-weed stance. Bag End Audio, coming from a Republican who's making a joke. That's pretty funny. We can tell you're a Republican, Bag End Audio. You don't have to hide it. A lot of you Republicans are liking me because I am socially aware of your concerns about prayer in the schools, etc. Okay. The Philippines' Rodrigo Duterte threatens to leave the UN. Remember he called our officials homosexuals recently? Okay, call came in. Hold that thought. We have an actual caller.
Johnny Jackson.
Johnny Jackson. Hey there, Johnny Jackson. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Dave? Long time no talk. How's everything going?
Oh yeah, this is you're the guy, the trucker, right? You're the trucker, Tony?
No, this is Brian.
Oh, Brian, I thought you were Tony the trucker. Okay, Brian. I'm doing okay, man.
No.
Yeah, what's on your mind?
I don't know if you remember. It's been like a year now.
Yeah, I vaguely remember you. Yeah, I vaguely. Okay.
Yeah, still doing your thing. You got a really good chance now with this guy. What's his name? Trump and Hillary.
Yeah. You
got to run. You got to get your name on the ballot and get your name out because we're really in a lot of trouble. You got this liar, and you got this racist. That's running for president, and we're in a lot of trouble, Dave. You and Sarah need to step up to the plate and bring this one home.
Okay, well, this is the deal, Brian. On our website, americasthirdparty.com, you can actually find the old site. Click the old site button, and it'll give you all the information you need to get me on the ballot in your state. Now, I've given everybody tutorials on this. People just are so incredibly fluoridated or whatever they are. Who knows why they're so apathetic, but they just don't want to do it. So we also have a write-in campaign. So at the very least, folks, what we're asking all of you to do, if you don't want to get me on the ballot, but at the very least, go to America's Third Party and click on the volunteer button, and that I'll show you where that is. It's just a volunteer button, and you guys need to be electors. We need electors in every state, because if we win the popular vote on the write-in candidacy, here it is right here. If we win the popular vote on the write-in candidacy, which could go huge if once I get some media attention, people know how to spell, Brian. They do know how to spell. So we could actually take down the two parties using this write-in campaign, but we absolutely need enough electors in every state. So fill in your name and your address and hit the elector button. It'll save us a lot of time. This will not be sold. We won't sell this list. But if we do, by chance, get the popular vote in your state, this would be your chance to be an elector. And that would be a permanent position unless you just said you didn't want to do it. And believe me, I'm going to be looking at my elector list when I open my administration.
Right now, you need money to raise for your campaign.
We've been taking donations.
Self-funding,
we've got a donation page. Brian, people don't have any money. They're broke. The vast majority of us don't have any extra money to donate anywhere. So we gave up the donation thing a long time ago. We weren't going to build this on donations. It kind of reeks of like profiteering to some people, even though it's not. I don't take a penny from this. So what we're trying to do is kind of get people to tell people about America's Third Party and post our link everywhere, wherever you chat. wherever you go on the internet. These are ways to actually get us going. We're running short of time. We've been doing this consistently for 8 years, as you know, and the American people just don't have it in them to get me on the ballot right now. It's just obvious. They're just either dumbed down or too tired, or at the end of the day, or they're busy paying bills. I mean, everybody's got an excuse. Basically, people like Donald Trump, who's an establishment.
Everyone has an excuse. I mean, we've got to do something here.
We do.
We've got to move in for the kill.
We definitely need mainstream media attention, too, because anytime people mention us, they're putting us closer to mainstream media attention. Eventually, the world is going to know who we are, and nobody in America will, except for you guys who watch our shows and who've seen us, about 1 million people. So we're hoping this spreads to enough people. We got 310 million people to reach in this election. But you're right, it's bad news for this country right now. We are really in the throes of the New World Order.
How many people are you estimating?
We've reached 1 million people in the U.S. Over the years of broadcasting, total, maximum. But around the world, we're now reaching over 1 million live. People are taking our signal and broadcasting it to Asia and to Eastern Europe. Our signal is being seen in Korea, in South Korea and North Korea. Our people in England watch us nightly. So there's a lot of people tuning in on a regular basis, which is great. We have 1 million views.
How about Africa? You don't reach out to the niggers anyhow?
Hang on, we got a... I think that call dropped. Lives Matter says, why don't you get 1 million views then? Oh, Google is run by the Navy. The Navy runs Google. And they are also working with Allied Signal Corps in the Army. And they censor YouTube heavily and have done so for many years. So all of the networks have been censored, especially YouTube. All right? If you didn't know that, you just found out. No, frankly, we've seen it coming a long time. You know, freedom of speech protects his right to use that word. I'm not going to limit your freedom of speech. You know that. I want everybody to openly talk about things. It's the right thing to do. Yep. I wouldn't doubt somebody's sandbagging our on-air calls. Yeah. That's probably Brian. Probably he could be working for the Allied Signal Corps. He kind of sounded like a military guy, didn't he? Yeah. They have this tendency to think that everything's a joke because they've been demoralized in the military. They think they're just worms. I got it. I just need a little napkin. They just think they're worms, so they don't have any kind of a status in their own mind. So they just export that demoralization to other people. Yeah, we do have lines open. 707 your ATP is our line. I heard Natasha Chen denied speaking to me and called me a liar publicly. This woman is going to be facing some slander charges. Yeah, because I've never called her any names. Yeah, it's amazing. She went to my house, interviewed me. I have photographs of her in front of my house. I have all the necessary pictures to prove she's lying. I can prove they were here. Yeah. Plus, they did a picture and took a 15-second segment or 12-second segment of me talking about blackface video, which was totally unrelated to the swatting that occurred at my house about a year ago. And then they played it all over the Seattle area. So how could she not have taken pictures of me? That's absurd. Well, let's be clear. Look at this guy. They just found out Donald Trump has over $600 million, $685 million in debt. And he says on a New York Times report, I have very little debt compared to assets. And he can't prove any of it because he won't reveal any of his tax returns. Fascinating. So the lies continue from this man who claimed to have $10 billion and can't prove it. And Sarah's here. So
assets that can't be measured.
We're going to go to record here on this.
Okay, we'll do.
Okay, we're good. Let me get the thing started here. For the record, this is...
Wait, it didn't take.
Okay, this is David Sponheim for America's Third Party. It's August 22nd, 2016. We are recording the chat dialogue in our show for the record, and we will go silent now. This is just a recording of the chat dialogue, starting at 6:22 p.m. All right, welcome to the show, everybody. Jimmy Swaggart and Donald Trump have something in common, yeah. White Lives Matter are protesting. Really? Okay, this story about Donald Trump is not going to, I'm not going to even keep it because clearly he's trying to maneuver around a lot of BS. I have very little debt, he says, in response to the New York Times report that the presidential candidate has at least $650 million in debt among the companies he owns. Okay. He also shares debt with 3 other people with partners for a total of $3 billion. How do you lie to the American people? Donald Trump style. Yeah, he loves debt. In fact, he talks about debt like it's some good thing.
I'm the king of debt. I love debt. I'm the king of debt. I love debt. I'm the king of debt. I love debt. I'm the king of debt. I love debt.
Yeah, I don't love debt. I'm the king of no debt. I got out of debt when I was 20 years old. What the hell's wrong with these people? Well, we get a lot of threats every night. That's why we record our shows. People who are making assassination attempts or threats are going to be prosecuted with a felony when I become president. No, we can't have a Halloween show tomorrow because we have it on Halloween. No, he loves debt. Want me to repeat it for you?
The king of debt. I love debt. I'm the king of debt. I love debt.
He would not bail out Puerto Rico. I've talked about offering Puerto Rico statehood and also surrendering all their debt, bringing it in, absorbing it. Yeah. The biggest problem Puerto Rico has whenever they're asked do they want to be a state is their debt. And they don't want any of their subsidies cut. I've even talked about selling Hawaii to Japan to pay off our debt to Japan, which is a very creative idea, which could very well change the dimension of politics, geopolitics for Japan, obviously. They have a big investment. A lot of Japanese businessmen own Japan, parts of Japan. If I did that, I would offer, and we'd have to get congressional support to do this, of course, but I would offer up one island, Molokai, or possibly 2 islands to the native Hawaiian people as a sign of goodwill and faith toward a common goal. We don't think it's right that the Hawaiian people had their land taken away from them. It's pretty sad.
True.
Sarah's here. But Sarah doesn't endorse selling Hawaii. Don't get me wrong. I talk about these things. I've never had a felony. I don't know.
What about the other chat rooms? I see Buds of Plenty is in there, and
Well, yeah, Dave's running ads. I don't run ads. Cyber Jedi thought I was running ads. And a lot of people like to just talk over in iBlog. They don't really say much. But if you have a question in iBlog, feel free to post it. And you battle cameras just aren't around. We don't see you over there. I tried to get into the chat room and I went to the bookmark.
well, you got it. It's over on the side.
Oh, there it is. Buds of Plenty's here. Oh, hi. It's their native soil. They own it all. It's the white invasion has ruined the islands here. There, exactly. Thank you. So which islands, Buds of Plenty, would we keep for the Hawaiian people? Which ones do you want to keep? There's a lot of islands there.
I Troll Train, a.k.a. Ronnie.
Puerto Rico is all in one spot, so we have a much better control over Puerto Rico. There's so many islands out there that we could easily sell off most of them to Japan. Wouldn't be a big deal. When they lied about Barack Obama's birth certificate, they went on my crap list. No, I'm not threatening to give anybody felonies, only people who are threatening my life. They'll be charged with felony. We're keeping track of the recorded.
Felony, you would Be charged with one.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't threaten my life, you won't be charged with felony. Diaper Man, I don't consider that pegged. Don't go there. What Rolling Stone did, describing me as a bizarre fringe candidate, was committed libel. So that case has got a 3-year term of service. I could easily file a lawsuit against them.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Diaper Man, you guys are ruining it for the rest of us. Okay, do you see that? Melania Trump outright lied under oath about her college degree. Isn't that amazing? Fascinating. If you haven't seen this article from the Raw Story, I'll give it to you. Check this out. Dave, oh my goodness. It took 20 minutes to get in the chat. Sorry for the caps. You're mad. Check this out, folks. You're watching censorship real time in our show right now.
You could go on YouTube.
Look at that.
You could, to watch our show, you could watch our show on Battlecam. You could watch our show on iVlog.
Okay, good question came in from Guest 48 at iVlog. Dave, what specifically would you do to improve our country's infrastructure, especially our roads, railroads, bridges, sewage systems, and electrical grids? Wow, that's a loaded question. Let's start with the roads. We're going to have modern day patch crews that can roll around and do patches only. And I mean a patch crew that is like a rolling machine that grinds, preps, and reforms with epoxy the macadam necessary to lay over a patch of road. It will be done almost seamlessly at like a mile an hour. A crew will be using high-tech breathing equipment. Nobody will get any kind of fumes. It'll be run. The bridges we anticipate will cost $25 billion. This is an estimate that Barack Obama has had, and he hasn't done anything with. We're going to be opening up welding training courses at all local community colleges to train welders to do bridge work in your area. And we will allocate $25 billion to the bridges. The sewage systems we'll get to later, but we are going to put a moratorium on any Department of Health shutdown of septic systems in the U.S., and we're going to encourage people to live off-grid. And as far as the electrical grid is concerned, I've got a smart plan, actually a genius grid in mind, that would be fantastic for the country, that would give us a protection we need, as well as brand new equipment that would provide a backup energy source. We have an amazing new technology I think could roll out as soon as I become president, which will be a vertical windmill on top of all of the electric poles in the United States. So this is the concept. It's a vertical windmill that sits on top of electric poles. And we actually have a little working model for you to look at. We'll give you a little taste of that while we play the show. All right, there you go. So these are all brand new innovations that only I have, and Donald Trump is going to try to steal it, I'm sure. He'll like the idea, and he'll start talking about his vertical windmills pretty soon. I have this idea that we should have vertical windmills. For some reason, that's not working. So, Sarah, you're going to have some time in the show with the guests. I'm going to step out, and you can talk to them about anything. The free $400 a month plan, by the way, that's on the screen that many of you have been looking at since I started the show, has been, I swim 3 times a day, guest 663. Actually, 2 times a day. I'm going to take a second swim tonight. But we have a plan to actually get everything rolling in this country. Obviously, if people want to take my ideas, I can't stop them, but calling them their own, that's a sign of a liar.
About 15, 20 minutes, 663, usually 15 minutes.
Okay, I'll be back shortly. I'm going to go take care of some business and do some cooking. See you later.
Absolutely, David. We'll have some kind of swimming in the Oval Office.
Now, Sarah, if you want to bring in a picture of anything like...
I know how.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Feel free.
All right. Will do. Sounds good. So the 1 mile of asphalt per hour, it's actually, he's David would like to develop an entire machinery that will automatically dig up the asphalt, put it into a system where it remixes with new binding agents, and then lays down a complete asphalt by recycling the current asphalt.
And it rolls along like a person walking. That's how fast it goes. And on board will be like 10 stations for people to do various tasks. They'll all have headgear on for filtration. A lot of those road patch crews are getting polluted. We would like to see an adjustment to property tax, Sheriff Woody. The Howard Jarvis Prop 13 thing in California really helped. We'd like to see something like that across the nation. It'll be part of my comprehensive plan for the governors in 2017, so that everybody in every state can understand what we want to do. I'd like to get rid of the assessor's offices at the county level across the nation. I believe they're wasting a lot of money. We're paying for cars, for people to look at properties. We don't need that. We've got Google Map. We've got the ability to assess properties based on modern formulas that are used at realtor.com. My dad interviewed Howard Jarvis in his classroom. He had Howard Jarvis come to his class and speak in front of his kids. He got a lot of heat from the principal, too. Yeah. When Howard Jarvis first appeared in California, he was quite the story, and property taxes in California have remained lower than other states like New York as a result of the work Howard Jarvis did. I can't be anything at this point. They are censoring a third-party presidential candidate. They're censoring a local candidate as well. All right, I'll be back shortly. Thanks.
All right, good. So that's one of the things that David wants to do, is create that infrastructure to work on the roadways. Beds of Plenty was talking about welding. Sounds like the push in the 70s when the cry in the school system was for guys to learn trades instead of schooling. Yeah, I think it's important that people use schooling. Different kinds of training, 943 and things like that. All right, so lots of little trainings. Hello, Troll Train, aka Ronnie. How are you? Yeah, and we don't want USA to be dumb or anything like that. You hear me now? It was when I was in the background that you couldn't hear me. Oh, I was probably talking like my normal voice rather than speaking right into the microphone. I'm glad you can hear me now. I think one of the things as far as trade, this teaching a trade thing, I think it's important to have career and technical education, not as like a primary education, but as an addition or there for students that choose to do that. But I think that we also have to have, of course, reading, writing, math, those kinds of things. Oh, they already have the automatic road builder in Europe. Let's watch it. Thank you, Dr. Meow. Thank you very much. Guest 305 at iVlog says I look amazing. I appreciate that. All right, let me get this up. So here, Instat Road Construction. This is what David wants to bring to America. So it goes in and it's almost like 3D printing. Oh, there you go. Yes. So this is what normally all the things that have to come in, and this is together, right? Oh no. Okay, loading construction materials, and then there we go. Yes. That's basically, yes, that's what David would like to do, is bring this instant road construction into the United States to help with our roadways and infrastructure. Yes, we are allies with England. Allies is another word for friends. Basically, it's friends at the national level. would be allies. I don't want to concrete the whole world. I just want to do this for, I want to do it for patchways. For, that's pretty cool. I want to do it for, so that we don't have to have too many people doing all this heavy work. It might cost to create some in the beginning, but I think the investment would be worth it in the long run. Sheriff Woody, I'll have to see how much they do for the investment over in Europe, how much it costs and how much they do. We definitely, David's a very frugal person, so I definitely know that he won't be doing it unless it's cost effective. I'll tell you that for sure. It was extremely cost effective. They say guaranteed lifespan 15 years for this kind of construction, whereas others are only 3 years. I don't know if we can do 10 roads for $10. David would love it if we could. Okay, here you go, Sammy's dad. I don't know what you're saying, but you like. There, you got it. I know he's a very frugal person. All right. Is it restarting or is it still playing? Oh, it's got 16 minutes, so I'll just let it play out. That's pretty funny. Fulby conference. David is a fantastic person. What does frugal mean? Frugal is someone who's frugal is someone who likes to save money and doesn't like to spend money. Yes, Walter, automation for the win. Totally like automation. That would be great. David will never be selling his Jetson car. I have a car like David and I will keep it all the time. You can't stand people that borrow money and waste it. Me either. Why borrow money if you're going to waste it? Did I answer your frugal question? Oh, Sammy's dad. All right, tell me when you're ready. To build the roads. Did you know it would cost $2 billion just to build the roads to build the wall? That's why I don't want to build a wall. I want to build a fence. It was my birthday. He bought my car for my birthday, and it was a really great gift. I really enjoy it. Speaking of birthdays, someone in the room has a birthday tomorrow. And it's not David, and it's not Sarah. I don't know if I like the way these are built. This isn't necessarily what I had envisioned. I don't think it's what David had envisioned either, but it's pretty interesting. Yes, I do, Sulan. Ooh, whose birthday? Yeah. No, not Trump. So they put more gravel down? Do they use it? And then they take those and then they insert them in. It's an interesting concept for sure. That's cute. So cool. All right. Oh, is it your birthday? Please watch this and let us know what you think. Solar roadways. Yes, I think it's in the Indiegogo program. I think solar roadways, I actually think that solar roadways are an interesting idea. I think they can be expensive, but I really like the idea. The only thing I would have to say is precaution with solar roadways is we have to ensure that the circuitry can still conduct when like cars are on it, a lot of cars or a lot of shade. So and the other thing, I mean, if the big thing is the cost, of course, but if you don't take cost into consideration, I think solar roadways are a very cool idea. Some people say that there's, well, like you say, upkeep, and then the other thing with solar roadways, the precautions are that it might require upkeep and the cost, and also they might be more slippery, which could cause more accidents. So all of those are things to take into consideration. But think about this, if you're talking about it's dirty or raining or snowing, that's why I say as long as it's the type of solar that can still conduct electricity when there's a shadow on it, then if it's a little dirty, it's not that big of a deal. But if like a shadow interrupts the flow of the circuitry, then it definitely is a big deal. They make it with a groove texture. That's good to know, ATP supporter. Yeah, I really like the idea of solar roadways. Well, I think in the beginning, Sulan, but just bring in more copper. I think solar roadways is a good one. That's what I would say. But I actually was reading an article earlier, and it was called, you guys might like this, it was 72 future. Let me see if I can get it. 72 things about the future. Oh, yes. 72 stunning things in the future that will become common in 10 years. And it's by futurist speaker Thomas Frey, who is Google's top-rated futurist speaker. I'll bring this over here. Yeah, exactly. If they don't fix the roads now, they wouldn't be fixing solar roadways. Walter said solar roadways debunked nicely by Thunderfoot. Put solar on the rooftops first. Thunderfoot on YouTube has a nice video explaining the problem with solar roadways. Hello, Beekman. What GIF, Sheriff Woody? That's not me, by the way. The GIF that Bag had just put in. The problem with telephone lines underground, I used to think they were a good idea, but I actually talked to an engineer who said it were electricity lines underground, that a very good insulator is actually air, and that's why we have lines elevated. Oh, link Thunderfoot on YouTube. Walter, do you have a link to that? Or I'll just give you what he said. He said to look up that user. So go to YouTube and put in Thunderfoot with zeros instead of O's and type in solar roadways, and maybe that will work. All right, let me just check my... Yes, air is a good insulator and dissipator of heat, so if the electricity was underground, it could actually cause more fires and cause problems. I know, neither did I until I talked to an electrical engineer. All right, here's 72 stunning things in the future that don't exist today. All right, just think about the last 10 years. None of the mobile apps existed 10 years ago. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, Uber, FaceTime, LinkedIn, Lyft, WhatsApp. What's that? Netflix, Pandora, or Pokemon Go. None of those existed 10 years ago. And here, ready, Sammy's that? I'll count to, I can't read when I'm doing that. Tell me when he's got it. Actually, I won't know when he's got it because all I see is like blank screen. Oh. I'm at home, exactly. So 10 years ago, very few people were talking about crowdfunding, the sharing economy, social media marketing, search engine optimization, app developers, cloud storage, data mining, mobile gaming. I do remember talking about those, but only a long time ago. All right, so, and now we're in the decline of many things that were common 10 years ago, like fax machines. Here's a picture that's really like 10. I could see David 10 years ago, his big old VHS recorder and his boom box and all those CDs and walkie-talkies and all those things. Thank you, 247. I like how David brings it together as well. Yeah, exactly. Good point, duct tape. Another reason to not have power lines underground is wouldn't want to hit a high power line while digging. It's horrible. That would be horrible. Okay, so 3D printing will bring out, so we've all heard about 3D printing and it's very cool. But here are 8 possibilities that 3D printing will bring about. And I'm going to get rid of this for just a second. So 3D printed makeup for women. Imagine you just insert a person's face. You already have what the makeup you want pre-programmed, and it just prints your makeup on. Dust is on for you. That sounds pretty cool. Imagine 3D printed replacement teeth. They could even be printed right inside the mouth to have like a perfect smile and a perfect fit. That would be pretty cool. SwarmBot printing systems will be used to produce large buildings and physical structures. They just work 24/7 until they're completed. They could scan and print custom design clothing at retail clothing stores. No more you have to buy what everybody else is buying. That was pretty cool. Yeah, maybe for yourself. I don't know if your girl would want that. Okay, you could scan and print custom designed shoes at specialty shoe stores. They would just have like the one brand on the market and they wouldn't say, oh, you need your size and you need to try it on. It would just print it around your foot as a custom fit. 3D printed cheese is already a reality, according to futurism.com link that Meow sent in. In the future, police departments will produce 3D printed mugshots and shapeys generated from a person's DNA. Some expectant mothers, before their baby's born, they might request a 3D printed model of their unborn baby. So crazy. Then, with the 3D printing, imagine that could actually help change the way we treat trash, garbage. Garbage could be sorted, cleaned, and turned into material that can be used in 3D printing. That would be kind of weird to know that like you've got trash, stuff that was trash being put on your face to be pretty. Wow. Toaster printers always make you laugh. You could have so much fun with your spouse. Toaster printers, that sounds pretty interesting. Duct tape, I'll have to check that out in a second. All right, another thing, we've heard about virtual reality, especially with Pokemon Go, yes. Here are some ways that virtual reality could change the future. Imagine theme park rides that mix physical rides with virtual reality experiences. I actually heard about one where you actually feel like you're in the moment in a totally different environment. Live broadcasts of Major League sports games in virtual reality, full-length virtual reality movies, physical and psychological therapy done through virtual reality, physical drone racing done through VR headsets, VR speed dating sites, and for educational and training, we'll see a growing number of modules done in both virtual and augmented reality. There's a really cool virtual reality or 3D, called Z Space. You got to check it out. It's amazing, and amazing way to bring dissection into your classroom without having to actually dissect anything. They have all kinds of other things as well. And virtual reality and augmented reality tours will be commonly used in the sale of real estate in the future. We know drones were a big, huge Christmas item last year, and they're transforming the way we live, and they will transform the future. So imagine instead of fireworks shot up from the ground, fireworks in the future could be shot down from drones, safe and will light up the sky. I think I actually saw a drone or two or a UFO of some kind last time I went to a fireworks show. Concert swarms that produce spatial cacophony of sound coming from 1,000 speaker drones simultaneously. So you can imagine when you go to those a big huge concert, they can sound like you're in the front row even if you're in the nosebleed section. The purpose of a drone is to go into areas, especially fly into areas that people might not easily reach. So that's one of the purposes of a drone. Some people may use drones to some people could use drones for pulling banners, so old school advertising. And they used to pull them with planes, but now they could pull them with a drone. One person put 3D drugs. Maybe. You can't wait for the drones to shoot on you. I know one person did make a drone with a gun, but that is not a good thing. Imagine bird frightening drones for crops like sunflowers, where birds can destroy a field in a matter of hours. Instead, if a bird comes in and all the birds start to descend, they send in drones to scare the birds away. That would be good. Hello Lemon Moon says, I have a sweet and calming presence. I appreciate that. That's what I am. They could have livestock monitoring drones for tracking cows, sheep, geese, and more. They already do a lot of RFID chipping on livestock, so they could use drones to just go and see, count, make sure all their cows are where they're supposed to be. Rain on the scare drone. They could have, people could do three-dimensional treasure hunts. And they might be prankster drones. People send random stuff to people and videotape their reactions. I'm sure people would do that pretty soon. Oh, hey, awesome, Carl. You're off for 29 days? Nice. And they could have entertainment drones with projectors that fly in, perform unusual forms of live comedy and entertainment. Now, we've heard about Google experimenting with their driverless car, as well as a few other companies as well. And there was an incident where one of their cars that was Tesla car, was in an accident because of a technology failure. Well, it was really a failure that would have happened where the person wasn't paying attention either. I've been pretty good, Carl. We're learning about future technology. So driverless cars, they could have queuing stations for driverless cars. So if there's not a car available where you are, you just go and you get into your driverless car. They hopefully could have crash-proof cars. Volvo says their cars will be crash-proof before 2020. There will be driverless car hailing apps. So Uber and Lyft I can't remember the company, but one company is actually already experimenting with this, where they, instead of having Uber drivers or Lyft drivers, they actually, I'm not sure, is it Ford or Chrysler? One of them they ask for the car, and it just comes and picks them up. So it's like Uber, but without the driver.
And that's very popular in the Middle Eastern countries. Uber drivers have really taken over.
It does kill the purpose of Uber, because then the people don't need to be there. So you're not having people drive you, but it's not a dumb idea, Dr. Meow. People don't really use Uber because they really want to drive with a total random stranger.
Right.
They use Uber because it's cheaper than a taxi, and it's cheaper than renting a car. I mean, if people can... Yes, the thing is, and you say it'll kill thousands of jobs, but I have to say that this writer speaks on that at the end of his thing. He says, people say that billions of jobs will disappear over the next coming decades. But the truth is, we will never run out of work. As humans, we always have work. Think of the thousands of jobs that disappeared over the last decade due to the not having boom boxes and fax machines anymore. So
right.
I personally would prefer a system that was like Uber, that could take me places without costing so much money and be driverless.
I think we need to create new jobs. I think there are more jobs to be made for new technologies. But when we're relying on automation so much now, and it does seem to be the buzzword, there's no turning back at this point. We really have to embrace it and move forward, but we also have to generate new jobs.
And as Abnormal says, what I'm saying is basically learn to fix the robots.
There you go. That's one option.
And the other option, I personally am not convinced that we necessarily need jobs. I think we need a great living. I think we need a great state of being, and the way that we've done that in the past is through employment.
Right.
And I'm not totally convinced that employment is always the answer to everything. So.
Well, a lot of people don't want to work now. It's becoming almost a given that we have a situation on our hands where half the country isn't working. 52% of the country is not working now. And a lot of people realize that we're going to have to get by on less, and that's why we're coming out with this great free $400 per month per U.S. adult plan, which eliminates welfare and changes food stamps so that it'll be up to $400 for U.S. citizens, Anybody who's got a food stamp card. Anyone can qualify. There won't be a 6-month checkup period like we have now, which is a huge infrastructure, which we're wasting money on the bureaucracy to check up on people. And just give it out. Let it roll. And it's like, it really is the essence of the monetarists' original notion, is to give the money to the people and see what they do with it. And even people like Milton Friedman, who brought us to the state of monetarism that we're at right now, where big companies have been getting all that money, and they're supposed to be creating American jobs, and they're not doing that. Mm-hmm. They're simply outsourcing and investing the capital. And even when they signed the agreement to give TARP funds out, there were a lot of people that didn't even know that people actually are just going to take that money and run with it. Barney Frank, I remember him saying, I don't understand why everyone's taking all... I mean, he had this weird thing with his mouth. But Barney Frank said that he was quite shocked that people that they didn't even invest in American businesses. And you have to ask, why didn't Barney Frank install strings attached to that money? Well, with the American people, we're divesting that interest so much, $400 per person, we don't care where you spend the money. But if it's a corporation, we do. So we will also offer an infrastructure bank offering 2% loans to U.S. businesses, hiring U.S. citizens at a living wage of $15 an hour. This is my sidestepping the minimum wage laws. As much as I support a $10 minimum wage, I'm not going to be pushing that, making that the centerpiece of this operation. We have to move in other directions now. We can't wait around. We've already wasted tons of time with a very lame duck Democratic and a lame duck Republican Party. And a president who goes and golfs 300 rounds with himself when he should be in Louisiana helping the people there.
Yeah. Hey, Burrito Life 420. I think that it'll be a very interesting future.
Well, I'm wondering if Hillary's going to make it physically. I think he may be. They say that Donald Trump, somebody came in our room last night and said that Donald Trump is hiding something about his health. Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me.
So the rumors are going to be persisting, but when will the rumors affect these two whales, these political whales that we have today? We need nimble dolphins running this country, not whales sitting around collecting dust. Carl, I've been pretty good. Thank you. Our summer has been very nice here. No more than 90 degrees so far. I don't know about you, but hope you're doing okay. He could have jaundice. You never know, Sheriff Woody. All I know is that Donald is supposedly hiding something, and not just his tax returns. There's something else he's hiding. He's got the Princess Diana look. Yeah. No, we don't want mandatory.
He's saying in like driverless, he doesn't believe in driverless cars and things like that.
Oh yeah.
That's when he says the human element is mandatory.
Sure.
But I disagree. I don't mind being in a driverless car.
Well, tell that to the guy who just died in Tesla. You know, he's not around to talk to.
Yeah, he had the ability to drive the car himself.
Yeah, but he put total trust and faith in the Tesla, and it drove him into an embankment or something.
Right, because of a certain glare.
Well, I mean, you really want to put your trust in the Tesla until it's fully functional? I mean, I would wait till these are thoroughly tested before I trust them.
Right.
That's just me.
Yes.
I wouldn't jump in a
Well,
jet.
there is a phenomenon called the Peltzman effect, named after Dr. Sam Peltzman. He's a renowned professor of economics from the University of Chicago Business School. He studied auto accidents, and he found that when you introduce more safety features like seat belts into cars, the number of fatalities and injuries don't actually drop.
Well,
the reason is that people compensated for it.
Yeah.
They take more risks.
That's interesting. Yeah. Well, when we take people out of the equation completely and every car on the road is automated, that will ultimately be the safest, obvious environment. But I'm not going to force people to get off the highway. I mean, there are people that collect cars. They're going to want to drive their cars.
Here's
it's
the thing
ridiculous.
that I would prefer is kind of like a Minority Report.
Yeah.
You know, where you could order up a car. It's not necessarily your car, but you order up a car. It comes to you, and you get in, and you can take over, and you can manually drive anytime you want.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Or you can let it drive for you. It's up to you. So I think the choice really still has to be with the person.
Okay, well,
So-
if I were going to really be safe, I'd strap onto the hood and put my hands out to make sure that everything is okay, because I could feel what was in front of me. That would give me absolute control.
Or you could
over-
just walk everywhere.
walk everywhere. Yeah, what a concept. Actually save gas by not driving. Wow, you're really deluded too. Yeah. Bye 416. Okay.
Yeah, kind of like in the Total Recall cabs. Yeah, kind of like that,
Well, let's be clear.
but cleaner.
I want modernization. I embrace robotics, but I want to give the people a chance to manipulate their future. I don't want robocops. I want the people to decide on that, but I'm sure almost everybody here would agree they don't want robocops. 1/4 of the actually 1/3 of the population wants to be microchipped. I find that really, really interesting. And you're beginning to think that maybe we've been programmed to want to be microchipped, because some of those people in the country want to be microchipped. So I don't want microchipping for the country, nor should we have forced vaccinations. I mean, all these things that we're kind of fighting on a personal level against the overwhelming tide of the collective and the Marxist ideology of Hillary Clinton or the fascist ideology of Donald Trump.
I don't want to microchip anyone.
I don't want to do that either. So we're centrists. We don't want to force anything upon you, and we don't want to make everything mandatory, like the Democrats and Republicans would want to do. Now, I understand Trump is rethinking his deportation plan. He wanted to deport all illegal aliens.
Right.
Now he's talking to this woman who is giving him advice she was originally with Breitbart.
Oh.
And she's giving him advice, and Breitbart, I think, is a government agency right now.
Right.
But whatever. I believe that the woman is trying to candy coat everything now so that he softens up to the point where he doesn't even want to stop refugees from coming in the country. He's starting to soften on that too. So the reasons people went to Donald Trump originally, to get rid of illegals, like we have had a plan to stop illegals, not deport them, but stop them at the border with our 1,000-mile fence idea. Trump wants to now soften the whole idea and kind of walk out away from the thing that drew people in. So I'm telling all those people who support Trump, he is an establishment character. He's met with Henry Kissinger. He's accepted AIPAC money. He's clearly on the take with the Zionist organizations that run Hillary as well. So if you really want to change and get away from allowing refugees in the country, go with me, because I'm the original no refugee candidate. Trump is not. Trump sold the idea 3 years into it for us. We were 3 years into the no refugee campaign. We had the Pay Americans First plan in 2010, and in 2014, he came in and claimed he didn't want refugees. He didn't want Muslims, and he was going to deport all the illegals. I mean, he went overboard. I would never deport the illegals. We would simply enforce the laws that are on the books right now, preventing people from hiring illegal aliens. They go to jail. The bosses do. And you'll see a lot of illegal aliens look for work, and they don't have any work. They'll go home. Well, if you really believe in the singularity duct tape, go right ahead. If you want to use implants in your head with nerve endings, and you want to hand the controls over to the New World Order, then you're completely off in communist land, or wherever you are. Duct tape. I think he's some sort of a masochist who wants to be chipped or something. Seems that way. Yeah, so if some of you, 1/3 of you want to be chipped, I can't even go there. I don't even understand. I have no clue as to what would make you want to desecrate your body and hand the controls over to the Borg. I mean, resistance is futile. Submit to the Borg. You are a cybernetic organism. It's getting really personal. All these cases where the government has overreaching effect on our personal freedom, our rights, our bodies. This is getting really personal. The average voter is going to really have to wake up soon, because we are being sucked into the vortex of the New World Order.
Yeah.
It's bad. Singularity is the idea of humankind being merged with cybernetics.
Yeah.
And creating everlasting life. Thanks, Sarah. Sarah comes in and gives me some time to relax and drink some more coffee so I can come back in the show. I'm sorry, I purged the wrong person. Yeah. My mistake. Sorry, abnormal. All right. A-Time Pilot, what's going on now? We're talking over to iBlog, and all I got was hi burrito, and that was it. No more communication. Battlecam's dead as a doornail. Walter's in. Aquatic drones, fishing, ideas. Automate as much as possible and keep UBI as a backup. Okay. Walter said about driving. Walter says the ideal is automating what people do for each other and give people more time for their own problems. That was the kind of the thrust behind Alvin Toffler's book, The Third Wave, which he wrote about. We do see the world evolving in that direction, but it's going to have some real turns and catch points, because what we have today is really rich people wanting to control the world and get rid of you, depopulate the planet, not bring everybody into the future, not increase fresh water, not increase all the domains of food, and not really preserve the environment. The elitists, they want what is called an ecosystem reset. And they're trying to reset the ecosystem. And if you look at everything that's going on in the world today and how they don't want to really deal with industrial waste, they just want to keep polluting. Reset the ecosystem is what they have on track. And that's what you guys are experiencing every day, whether you're in California in the drought, whether you're right now watching the beautiful planet that we live on get desecrated with pollution, whether you're seeing chemtrails over above. The elitists don't want to come up with ideas like this, out-of-the-box ideas. They don't want to do that. They don't want to have cheap energy. They want you to drain your income on your energy every single winter and summer, and they want to make sure that humankind slowly dies off. I saw an amazing story. I was reading a story about cancer and how it's an $80 billion industry now. And a couple of companies like Pfizer is now getting a big buyout threat. Or no, they're trying to buy out another company, which is making cancer-curing medications for chemo and vaccine and immunotherapies. And the other company was originally priced at $6 billion, and now it's up to $14 billion. Pfizer's thinking of giving them $14 billion for the company. But these big companies want to just control the outflow of money you pay to solve the cancer inside your bodies. So they have an $80 billion industry compared to the wedding industry, which is not even $15 billion anymore. I mean, there's a lot of industries now that are nothing like cancer, and cancer has become big bucks. So the last thing they want to do is cure it. $1,007 droids. Pretty interesting stuff. Wow. Well, thanks for that clip. That's fun to look at. I'm sure there's other things to look at too. Yeah. Good evening, Beekman. Hi. Oh, there is a van outside? Great. Okay, good. So, if we sit back and do nothing and hope that the good people in government are going to take care of us, they're going to try to reset the ecosystem. That means they're going to spray all over the place. You're going to see chemtrails going on daily for the next few years, as we've seen for the past 2 decades. And it's going to intensify. They're gradually going to create an environment that is absolutely polluted, and the ozone layer will be speckled with chemtrails all over the place. Eventually it'll create this massive inversion layer, which will hold in heat. And the Earth will heat up so much that it literally will fry. And then they'll have the radio frequencies kick on. And they'll hit you with the RF frequencies through the, not the electric system, sorry, but through the cell phone towers. So just like in that video we just saw, the robots were interfered with mobile phones. Well, mobile phones actually have really powerful effects. And the amount of energy that goes through a mobile phone is actually very small. And they put together an infrastructure of radio frequency towers across the globe that could actually fry the Earth. So when they're talking about a reset of the ecosystem, they really are planning on frying the Earth. This is their big idea. I'm not kidding. Every day we see chemtrails over the skies. I'm just making my chemtrail palette here. Yeah. Play tic-tac-toe, maybe. Well, they obviously know that they can replace human beings. They know that. So humans, look at how many robots we just saw. I mean, seriously. Why would they need humans when they can have these things? Just imagine. Futurism. And they sell it to us like it's some big deal. Like we have to get rid of the population. And they've taught us in schools, they started teaching limits to growth and making us all think, oh, the Earth is just it's being depleted, we need to get rid of human beings. So they've got us all believing that depopulation is a good thing. Yeah. They can work robots 24 hours a day and pay no medical, and not even give them food. Well, you think CERN is a portal to another dimension. I think CERN is something to be concerned about. Pun intended. Let's take a look at the recent Luciferian satanic mass they had behind the gates of CERN. Would you like to look at that? And they published it on the internet because they like to laugh at the people. Yeah, these are people who believe in some sort of a reset to the ecosystem, and then they engage in splitting the atom, creating antimatter, whatever. You could buy a robot right now for $167 and assemble it in 4 hours. Just an idea.
That game-changing allegation was made by...
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Anyone have a live link on the YouTube CERN event for me? Yeah, just saying. I seem to have lost it. I have Gilligan's Island. Yeah, but that's not CERN. I will be running in 2020, yeah. I've noticed that I'm getting younger. So as I get younger, I should be in my 40s by 2020. The CERN is a big university dedicated to no nuclear research, but still a uni or so ND. This was not a satanic ritual at all. What was it, Dr. Meow? Let me go to my CERN history file. I'll pull it up. Yeah, I've been getting younger, so I don't know what I'm doing, but it's kind of a miraculous thing. Oh, sit right down. Here it is. The New World Order used a mock ceremony of a Luciferian sacrifice. Was it mock? I mock you not. Mock you not-o. Here he goes. Check this out. What? That's not what I was looking for. Here it is. All right.
Hey there everybody, this is Scott at Standy Ground Studio, and what you're looking at on the screen is a video that was posted within the last day, and it apparently shows a blood sacrifice happening in front of the Shiva statue at CERN. Now the full video is just under 2 minutes long, and I'm going to play it back in just a moment. Fair warning though, if you're at work, maybe turn down the audio, because once the camera guy sees the sacrifice, he flips out and starts cursing up a storm. After that, I'll give you some of my insights in the video, and we'll go from there. Enjoy.
Enjoy the snuff film? What? That's kind of weird. This is a... Be prepared to see an actual sacrifice going on right before your very eyes. You may want to warn your family members. This is behind the gates of CERN, mind you, and they've got some sort of a monument dedicated to the end of the world and the Baphomet and dark forces. I mean, what the hell? Mute this? Okay, we'll mute it. You don't want the reaction from the people videotaping it? That's kind of good, too. It's the reaction from them.
What the fuck?
Hey, Manda. Look at this. Can you see these people? In the dark head masks? And, well, where do they get these robes? The statue of Shiva. Well, I don't know, man. Sounds kind of weird to me. Does that have apocalyptic connotations, Dr. Meow? You're the expert on Satanism and KGB and things. Why would they be role-playing? Who would do such awful role-playing? Well, if it's a hoax, why are they doing it? You're already on my list, 328. Don't worry. I can have your name added to the list, too. Oh, you're out of your mind, dude. This woman's going to lay down and he's going to plunge a Roman candle into her. How is this funny? What the? Yeah, why would Satanists be worshipping a Hindu god? That's a good question.
Fuck. Shit.
Okay, did you see right there when he plunged the candle in? Watch this, slow motion.
Fuck.
He hit her with a candle. That was no joke, man. Total hoax, not. You people who don't believe in anything don't believe in anything. Oh, sit right down and you'll see a pilot of the Gilligan's Island. And Beekman will be your guest host. You know, you could run Gilligan's Island video all the time, Beekman, and people would watch your show. What happened to your show? You said you were going to do a show. You never did. Walter over at YouTube said, I had a colleague who worked at CERN, but he never mentioned any blood sacrifices. Walter said, I think singularity is the point where AI exceeds human intelligence. Well, that's very close, Walter. AI has already exceeded human intelligence by a factor of 10. The Cray supercomputer could compute 10 billion operations per second. What makes you think humans can do the same? Why am I defending artificial intelligence? I am not. I am simply responding to your question, Walter. All right. Well, if you think it's a joke and everything is a joke to you, and you think going out in front of CERN and with a mask and pretending to kill somebody with a Roman candle, if you think that's funny, then you are a twisted mofo. Yes. Don't fall for the flat earth crap, please. It's just designed to divert your attention, just like aliens. We could talk about 3 things tonight that would divert your attention. Flat earth, aliens, or transgenderism. Which would you prefer? Well, how about alien transgenders on flat earths? That's an idea. Here's a weird picture of the moon. Check this out. Now, he's taking a picture of the moon. This is a conspiracy theorist. And he doesn't believe the moon exists. He thinks it's a holographic image. And he's zooming in on it. You notice how the clouds are going in front of the moon? Watch this. He's starting to freak out. The clouds are going behind the moon. Ooh. This is the kind of guy that believes in the flat earth, yeah. Well, some people believe the moon doesn't exist. They think it's a holographic image. I'm not making that up. There are people that believe it's a projection. Probably the flat earth people. Yeah, so here you're looking at the moon, and you're staring at it. I don't know. I am too. I'm not sure what I'm looking at. Why? Oh, here come the moon. The clouds behind the moon. There they are. And he's asking, how come the clouds are going behind the moon? You can clearly see the line. You see it's going through the moon. Or is the moon just so bright that it's clearing the clouds away? I think the moon's so bright it was just clearing the clouds away. Yeah. It was so bright in the camera, the clouds were, it's not made up. Are you telling me my Minolta camera is fake? I didn't spend all night long standing out there looking with my camera at the moon for you to call it fake, okay? How do you know? I'm a YouTube star. Have you seen some of these YouTube stars that are flat earthers? It's hilarious. I mean, I know of one guy that signed his soul to Satan, joined the Lucis Trust Fund, which is a Luciferian trust fund out of the UN. And believe it or not, his number of subscribers went from 1,000 to like 73,000 now in 6 months. It's phenomenal. Anytime somebody doesn't in any way endorse a political movement like we do, and they sign their soul to Satan and talk about nothing but wacky things, they get promoted. You know why? Because it's cheaper to give AdSense dollars for the government to give AdSense dollars out to these whack jobs than it is to actually pay a person like Alex Jones with all of his studios and everything and Honeywell Protective Services down in Texas. This guy is costing them close to $50 million a year. Alex Jones makes $9 million a year. AdSense dollars like nothing. I mean, you could pay a guy $3,000 a month and he'd be going, oh, I'm so happy I can go to Home Depot and buy more garbage. You know, so you get real whack jobs out there who are building their spaceship with their AdSense dollars. And that's just the game that the government's playing. Like I said, ever since Operation Mockingbird, they have been manipulating the media. And nobody in government has ever stopped them. Other than the one and only guy, Frank Church, who went out of his way to expose this incredible plan by the CIA to manipulate the media and control what we see. And we're seeing this in the media we see now, the YouTube media. It's completely controlled. Games people play. I can't play any of those songs. I mean, I've got clips from Alan Parsons. I've got all kinds of stuff. If I played Alan Parsons right now, for instance, I'd be looking at a monetization claim. You watch. I'll play just 7 seconds of Alan Parsons and give you a little taste of it and say, oh yeah, sure. Could have sworn yeah, it's not there. Wow. Well, let's change the subject because I really don't want to play Parsons. Thank you. Okay, something like an order of 6 magnitude to go, Walter? Really? Seriously? Have you ever talked to Watson? Have you made the phone call to IBM and talked to Watson? Have you ever played chess against Watson? Bobby Fischer would have a hard time playing at chess against Watson. Hey, Dave, when you sign your soul to the devil, does he get the Eastern Bunny to write up the contract or Santa Claus? You know, all I know is this guy, signed up with the Lucis Trust Fund. And the Lucis Trust Fund is a organization online and in person that handles all the publications for the UN. And I'll give you the link right on their website where they talk about the esoteric meaning of Lucifer. Here's their link. You can check it out for yourself. This is a roster level group that actually works for the UN. All of my experiences in the swim spa are videotaped, and the external area around it is videotaped. You couldn't, and it's put on a redundant server, so you couldn't get near my swim spa or me without being seen. Let me just give you a little simple example. When you talk about the dangers of the UN and how they've corrupted our government, how they've infiltrated our nation, how they're trying to assimilate our nation. Well, this is it. This is what they're using. The esoteric meaning of Lucifer. Here it is. You can check the link yourself. This is their site at Lucis Trust talking about their relationship to Lucifer. And they do all the publications and booking all the meetings for the UN. And you wonder, is your country run by Luciferians? You think? Well, the person I'm referring to is now receiving huge AdSense dollars and enjoys the benefits of his newfound relationship with Satan. Yeah. So there you have it, folks. He claimed to be the last of the Lucis Trust members allowed in. He said he was the 400th member, and they're closing all access to the Lucis Trust after him. Yeah. Hey, let's talk about Trump. Speaking of Satan, let's talk about Trump. He claims to be a Presbyterian, right? Yet he's Jewish, or his daughter's Jewish. And he sides with AIPAC, and he gets the money from AIPAC, the Zionist organization. What is he, really? Does anybody know if he's religious at all? You Trump people, do you know if Trump is religious? Well, let's be clear. You don't know anything? I know nothing. I know nothing. I say nothing, and I see nothing. You don't even know why you like Trump. You just want a guy with you think has money to be your president. But he doesn't even know what 9/11 is. And his best friend, Larry Silverstein, is the guy that profited from the takedown of the Twin Towers.
And it's very close to my heart because I was down there and I watch our police and our firemen down on 7-Eleven, down at the World Trade Center right after it came down. On 7-Eleven, World Trade Center right after it came down.
And his best friend, Larry Silverstein, made all that money. And he won't say that 9/11 was an inside job. You will not get Trump to say that. Isn't that interesting? He will not say that. And he will always defend the Zionist directive that he's involved with his daughter. And God knows what else she's involved with, because she's married to a Jewish guy. And I have nothing against Jewish people. I just want you to know that Zionism isn't specifically Jewish. It has nothing to do necessarily with the state of Israel at this point. It's all about power and domain control over the earth. They want to literally control the entire world. Yes, it's frozen, Sheriff Woody, because I am being censored. And you know why I'm being censored? Because most of the people in the media that are censoring me are Zionists. It's doing real well, 507. How are you doing? Haven't seen you in a long time. 507-323-17608 has not been in the room in 12 hours and 45 minutes. We don't want Trump. In fact, I'm going to ask all of you to start promoting the Dump Trump link. I'm extremely upset about the fact that youth are being manipulated. We were on a website called Blog TV for the longest time, and we were completely shut down. It was purchased by a guy who did a movie about pedophiles. Blog TV was. He owns the YouNow network. I mean, the whole thing is bizarre. So the Dump Trump link is this one. I want all of you to promote this all over the internet. You've got your busy job tonight. So to counter all the We Want Trump people, there's probably one guy in his basement with his mom. Daisy, Daisy. I remember that from HAL 2000. Hal, close the pod bay doors, Hal. Open the pod bay doors, Hal. I'm sorry, Dave. I can't do that. Then he starts singing Daisy. It slows down and breaks down. Do you want Hillary in the office? Hell no. Do you want Trump in the office? Hell no. Do you want to get your head out of your ass? Hell yes. Yeah, you need to start thinking about a three-way split on this election. You got 2 months and a few days. You need to get busy. I wouldn't doubt that, 194. I would not doubt that. I've heard some bad things about that guy. I don't like the fact that they're being exploited on that network of YouNow too. YouNow would be on my list of sites to check into and look into. No, these people are shills of the third-party realm. They're not the real guy. Why are you guys who've been in our room for years not supporting me? What is it that I'm not doing that you can't seem to understand? Your vote is meaningless if you go for Trump or Hillary. Why don't you give it to me? I mean, what the hell? Trump is, by the way, a guy who's got a lot of answering to do. Without those tax returns, we're looking at a person hiding information. Really is. Very disturbing. Here's a story about Donald Trump, the crisis actor. Some people believe he was put in the race just to push Hillary to the top. As you probably know, Hillary's leading Trump in almost all the polls by 14 points. That's why a lot of these people are... No, you don't even get it, guys. You don't even know what I'm doing, do you? I'm already reaching out across the globe. You people are sitting here...
Oh, beautiful. Look at the...
watching me, thinking I've got 45 viewers.
LED taillights, polished aluminum rear bumper, has bumper caps and ends, so if you go to pull a power cord by, you don't have to worry about fraying the end of the power cord on sharp metal. This is equipped also with the optional backup camera, which comes with a monitor for inside your vehicle. It's a wireless monitor.
Thank you. I was looking at Airstream trailers the other day. Pretty cool. Okay, Donald Trump, the crisis actor, a conspiracy to end all conspiracy theories. With each passing day, the 2016 election campaign looks more and more like an angry subreddit moderated by a genetically engineered double Y chromosome man-child constructed from the DNA of David Icke and Alex Jones. Anyway, I'll give you this extremely verbose writer and information if you want to check him out. But he goes on to talk about how Trump has been put in here to drive votes to Hillary. Oh, those are nice. You want to see a really nice Airstream? This is a 2017 Airstream. That's nice. Crosby, Stills and Nash, and just Crosby and Nash are going to go? Okay, well, it's easy to buy people. They're for sale. Yeah, you're right. Thank you, Kool-Aid Anthrax. A third party united could surpass Ross Perot. Yay! Thank you. Well, Larry Silverstein owns so much real estate in New York. How could Donald Trump not be his good buddy? I mean, if you don't see the connection between 9/11 being an inside job and Trump not talking about it, I'm sorry, I can't help you. If you don't think for a second that he's not on the inside of that job, then you may want to rethink. We don't have 103 viewers here, Guest 474. That is an artificial number that was created by Vaughn. You don't get it. Okay, well, I'll try to make it clear to you. We are being suppressed by Vaughn and censored. What people are doing around the country, around the world actually, they're grabbing our signal and putting it on UHF channels. Our reach right now is nearly 1 million people worldwide in countries all around the globe. We are reaching people in Vietnam. We are reaching people in areas as remote as South Korea and North Korea. We're reaching places like Australia and New Zealand and Finland and even Latvia. Not. Or Kazakhstan. Well, I'm going to make everybody $400 a month richer per U.S. adult. I think that's a pretty cool deal. If you bag that money, that's close to five grand per year. I'm not Von Helton. No, I've got tangible solutions. He never did. Well, you know how Mark censors the show. You try to get in here, it takes forever to hit that refresh screen. I've had people hit the refresh screen 50 times just to come in here. And then the chat doesn't even work for them then. Yeah, so we're dealing with a lot of censorship. I mean, I'm telling you up close and personal, we are the resistance. And we are being censored. It's just a fact of life. We live with it. I can't do anything about it. I can't call up the FBI. They won't return my calls. I made a call and they never called back. Really? Fan of third party, really? Okay. Kim Jong-un is now saying he's a fan of the third party. Is that from the original screen of his? It doesn't look like he is. It's just him sitting there. I don't have any medical records to release. And Mark doesn't cast anymore because he got paid off. Mark just bought a brand... Mark, we're talking about, is the owner of the Vaughn Network. He just bought a 2007 vehicle. And nobody knows where he's getting that money. And now he doesn't cast anymore. You figure it out. You know, I'm not here to talk about Dennis Rodman. But if you want to, let's do it. You want to play the Dennis Rodman clip? I'm not pretending I'm running for president. I really am running for president. Get your head out of your butt, please. Thank you. It's hard to hear you. I hear a lot of flatulence. I saw you were watching me when I was nailed by a SWAT team. Oh, you never saw footage of that. No. Mark is a conservative who sucked up to the system a long time ago. Well, we got a lot of good chat going on. Walter, let's talk to you. Artificial intelligence won't happen until that's cheap enough to mass produce. Walter, are you sure? It's still not cheaper to hire people or control people, Walter. It's a lot cheaper to mass produce artificial intelligence that doesn't have a medical payment or anything. You're saying basically it takes 13 million to replace one human? Someone who can organize 7 billion humans gets further. Well, you're on to a very interesting point, but I just showed you a whole field of robots. And they seem to be fully functional, pre-op robots. Correctamundo. Are you a balding Mormon? Correctamundo. Yeah, Mark thinks Trump would be a good president. Oh my God. Yeah, he's gone. Bye. Tweet, 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 tweet. He's like these "we want Trump" people. They come in here. I have to swat them away like flies. Dave, I'm smarter than any AI that is out there. Show me your robot and I will show you how to remove the batteries. Well, there's a brand new robot being developed that flies. It's a nano robot that flies and uses the energy of the sun for power. And as soon as it weaponizes with little laser beams, now you're in trouble. No, I'm not retasting my dinner. I'm just, eating it again and again. Yeah, let me show you. I love showing pictures. It's really something I'd rather do. I'm thinking of just opening up a picture and music site. How can I be irrelevant when Trump took 10 of my ideas just to get the nomination of the Republican Party? I mean, that sounds a little out there if you ask me. He doesn't recognize the power of what we're doing, does he? He's underestimating me. Let me tell you, Walter, we had a thing called Jade Helm a few years ago, or about a year ago, this time of year, in 2015. And people were saying, what were they doing? What was going on during Jade Helm? I don't have any medical records. I don't get sick. I'm incredibly healthy. Plus, I'm losing my age. I'm getting younger. Pretty soon I'll be more similar to, I guess, a young kid. Like this guy. Okay, so Walter doesn't think that artificial intelligence works. Or that it hasn't been deployed. Walter doesn't realize that Jade Helm actually was the government operation inspired by Jade 2.0. A fully functional, subterranean, capable defense organization developed to control and assimilate all human beings in one fell swoop. That was Baylock with Star Trek Warrior. I think we do have something to worry about with artificial intelligence. It was created by Jade 2.0. And J2.0 organized a lot of munitions and a lot of ordnance to be prepared for a martial law scenario in America. Trump couldn't afford a woman as beautiful as Sarah. He doesn't have enough money. No, it's not. David, it's too late and genetically programmed for the day you drop dead. All the swimming and wheatgrass won't change the fact. Bag in, I'm telling you. I've defied aging. I have defied aging. I'm telling you, I'm onto something here. Through my intense, deep meditation sessions in my isolation chamber, I've been able to remove the deleterious effects of gravity and the breakdown and oxygenation of our cellular structure. Let me show you a picture from 2008. We started this campaign running against Obama because as a Democrat, I didn't like him. And I really felt that the best way to solve this country's problems really was to create a third party. And I'm amazed all of you are still having a hard time coming around to that. But many of you are spot on. I love it. And for that, I give you cowbell. Congratulations. Come and get it. Come on in. Here's cowbell for you. Y'all come back to the FEMA camp, you hear? You are hereby muted. But anyway, not to make a long story short, I was working really hard to do this. The first 50 days of running against Obama as a write-in candidate was tough.
Hi, good morning. As you can see, I'm still wearing the shirt I wore last night and yesterday at Blog TV. It's exhilarating to do Blog TV. We've been having an incredible time. This is in fact day 54. I thought yesterday was day 54, but we did a recount. And we determined that today is day 54 as we approach the election. And as your potential write-in candidate, David John Sponheim, I'm here to show you my hybrid electric vehicle. It's not a plug-in hybrid. That's something I want to build at the U.S. Auto Corporation that I want you, the people, to own.
Now, either I was replaced with a robot, or I am really learning how to lose aging. Yeah. Thank you. So I've done something right, I'll tell you that. Pursuing my dream has really helped. I assure you, I have not been replaced by a robot. All of my actions are completely fluid and human-like. Even my voice sounds so natural. I don't even have a buddy named Coke. Yeah, I've never done Coke. I don't hang out with Coke addicts. Thank you. No physical changes whatsoever to my body other than just healthy living. You know, I don't really want to feature the Church of Satan founder last interview, but thank you anyway, because remember, we don't talk about Satanism here. You've got nothing on a good robot. Well, you're a Coke addict. I'm not saying you're a bad person, and you could still vote for me, yeah. But I don't do Coke. Unlike your president, I don't do crack. Is he inbred? I did not know. Miss Scruffy had a second lover or something. I don't ignore the truth comments, no. 9211, we have been logging all of your truth comments in. Believe me, your truth comments will be sent to the NSA for evaluation. Thank you for suggesting such truth comments. Well, the show's not about Satanism. Yeah, in fact, if we were about Satanism, we would be promoting the shoe in this picture. Now, why would this official logo of Jade Helm be used? Okay, well, you got some good points, Walter. I mean, agreed. I mean, it is costly to create robots. But once they create one, they can create many for less. And like I said, they've got nanorobots that fly and receive energy from the sun. I mean, they're like solar nanorobots. I mean, how screwed up is that? I'm not censoring you at all, no. No kidding, really? I did not know that about Miss Scruffy. I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you for loving me too. I never had sex with you or anyone else ever. You know, technically, if you haven't had unprotected sex, you really haven't had sex. I will not accept AIPAC money, I promise. Unlike Trump, who gets it all the time. And he can't account for $63 million that's sitting out there. Trump, file your report with the FEC. They're wondering what you're doing with the cash. Hi, Stacy. Long time no see. I said I knew a girl in college named Stacy, and they come in here all the time and they say, "Hey, Dave, it's Stacy." You don't even know what your last name spelling is. If you knew your last name, I'd believe you, Stacy. Are you gay? Matthew Perry asked me, are you gay? I'm not gay. I'm sorry, Matthew. You'll have to find another guy. Yeah, looking for a new lover? Antique is missing. We don't know. She may have been in one of the fish beds looking for photographs of dead fish. As you know, Anne is not really a woman. She's a dude. This show is about FEMA camps, chemtrails, and David not being gay. Good point. All right, this has been fun. Some of Kurzweil's predictions just extrapolated a golden age of rapid progress between the 1995 and 2005, but the computing growth rate slowed after that. Doubling used to take 2 years to 18 months. Now doubling takes over 2 years, more like 3. Walter, the problem you're facing is the bridge between the bus drives that are currently pushing energy through the computer systems. But with the advent of the octagonal drive, water-cooled, these speeds will rapidly increase. We will be able to do computations within a nanosecond. I have no mental problems whatsoever. But thanks for asking. Okay, I think we covered every story we can. Now let's go to the reason why they created the little shoe in the middle of the... Did you see the shoe there? You see that little shoe in the middle of the picture? Well, here it is. It's the shoe that was the wooden shoe that represented all of the dead Jews in the concentration camps. That little wooden shoe, that wooden clog, yeah. That represents all the dead Jewish people and ethnic minorities. Isn't that something that they'd put that in their logo? I think you're underestimating AI, Walter. Elon Musk just upped the ante to $1 billion from $18 million in research for AI. Elon Musk said a couple things recently. Yeah, is there an Adam Lanza being a live video here from Scissor Fight? Did I miss it? Because all I saw was a celebrity picture of Satan. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. Sheriff Woody? Pictures of Mad Dog? That's a bit low for you, don't you think? And Samizdat, you're not really worth checking the link on. Yeah, so I haven't seen it yet. No, I'm a Norwegian person, and I have never worn a crock like that, I assure you. That was in the German Jewish concentration camps like Treblinka and Auschwitz and Yadi Orya. Yeah, that's not some Norwegian shoe. You're out of your gourd, buddy. That was from the concentration camps of the Nazis. So you're not even remotely affected by this. Okay. Well, let's just blow it off and just say, well, the government was having fun with pictures that day. They weren't telling you they were sending you to the FEMA camps. Of course not. You know, it's funny how Jewish people were warned, too, of Hitler's rise. And they said, nah, there's nothing to worry about. It is no big deal. He's just another big-mouth German. Yeah, boy, were they wrong. But now the final plan, the final solution that Germany was planning is being implemented here in America. Yep, the ecosystem reset that I told you about. That's what they're doing. That's why they're polluting the coastline with chemtrails. That's why we're slowly seeing the degradation of our environment. That's why California is dehydrating rapidly. That's why some of you Democrats think that this is some sort of a global climate change problem. Well, it is a global climate change problem because they're creating it. They're literally poisoning the atmosphere rapidly. I kid you not. What happened to Gore? Gore and happening in Mexico. Okay, I didn't see this. Elon Musk recently said, and I quote, that the key to his success was crack. Oh, I saw that, yeah. Yeah, you know, I will not look at Gore like that. No, it's chat room celebrity. I'm not going to show some guy getting gored by a bull. I'm sorry. We're a little bit more highbrow than that. You have 16 PhDs in many scientific related fields. Would you like to play chess? I can play chess right now simultaneously in the chat room. Pawn to king 1. I'll be black. David, here's the Adam Lanza video live. Thank you very much, Kenny Lenny. Let's take a look. Adam Lanza, is he still alive? Oh, yeah, I remember this. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of truth to it.
Adam Lanza is alive. Ready for this, folks? Adam Lanza from Sandy Hook. All right, you remember the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando, Florida? Shot up by this clown, this crisis actor, Omar Mateen. There he is. He's an actor.
It's true. Omar Mateen was an actor in the BP oil spill. All the newsreels that had him in there showed how he was an actor. They've got crisis actors across the country. I think this is a good intro to our crisis actor discussion and how we've got false flags going on in the propaganda.
He was caught acting in this
Yeah, we don't even call the media anymore. It's propaganda. And when they're trying to encourage a nation to disarm, their goal is to push false flags. So you're going to see false flags. Let me show you. False flags. And that leads to something called gun control, which is their end game. Okay, that's false flags. Then we have gun control. Let's go there. Number 2. See, every single Holocaust in the history of mankind has been preceded by gun control. So that's why Hillary wants gun control. That's why she keeps pushing it. And most of the American people, 2/3 of them don't want gun control. I don't want gun control. And then they're going to, another plan they're going to do, which is create civil unrest. So they need to create civil unrest. They have the infrastructure in place to push a pandemic and then force us all to be forced vaccinated. Yeah, the government won't tell you this, folks. Exactly, thank you. But we'll talk forced vaccinations. That's the next step in their little plan. This is the elitist agenda of resetting the ecosystem. They're going to get rid of, they want to get rid of 90% of the population. Trump and Hillary are both part of the New World Order. They have been bought off by the powerful elitists that control the monetary system and our political system and our media. They've censored our activities. We're being broadcast all around the world. People are listening. They're going, wow, the American people are trying to wake up. This is good. So then all they have to do is create civil unrest using any number of things. But civil unrest is on the list. The forced vaccinations could very well be part of the RFID chipping of our population, either one. You see, the vaccines themselves can have the RFID chip in them. Yes, I heard that Julian Assange is now wanted by the U.S. government. They just said that Putin wanted him dead or alive. This is kind of strange. And then the final solution, which will be, this is really weird. I just ran a story with Julian Assange and Putin claiming he wanted him dead or alive. Now I'm hearing a story that the U.S. wants him dead or alive. Wow. All right, so this is pretty much it. The 5-step program toward the resetting the ecosystem. So the false flags kind of get you going in the direction of, oh, I believe that. Oh, we got dangerous things happening in the world. Oh, no. Oh, we better have our guns taken away from us. Oh, it's so dangerous to have a gun. Oh, golly. So they got a lot of people very, very weak and malleable, tractable, easily led. Okay, here's the story that I just said. Senior U.S. government figures, including Hillary and Biden, have called for WikiLeaks to be registered as a terrorist organization and founder Julian Assange to be considered a high-tech terrorist. While government and strategists and military top brass have called for his assassination. Wow. Well, I tend to believe that WikiLeaks is a government-run operation. I mean, the government can buy anything. Yeah. Nice list, huh? Yeah, Charles. Did I cover everything? Is there anything I missed besides the RFID chips? You know, I'm going to add RFID chipping to the civil unrest. That'll be the way that they try to control people. Either you are going to get chipped and vaccinated, or you'll be taken to the FEMA camps. Either way. So once they have everything under control, then they have everything they need to hit the button. Yeah. Common Core. Yeah, Common Core is terrible. I don't approve of it personally. I think the fact that it is catering to Muslims is dangerous. Super Dave, we don't believe any news unless it comes to the link. It's kind of weak to talk about this stuff. You have to actually... Oh, you've got a link. No kidding. Here it comes. Breaking news. Clinton just got devastating news, could die in 1 year of AIDS.
I greet you in the love and the light of the infinite creator.
Okay. This does not seem like a real legit site, man. I'll play it later tonight. But whenever they do that with a fake voice, it's because it sounds like the X-Files season 4. I know. Could you please fix number it's not placed correctly? I'm sorry. Some of you who are very anal and OCD will be very, very, very unhappy at the FEMA camp. The pile of crap near the incinerator, it's not going to be all tidy. Typewriter sound. And so some of you are going to be very, very concerned about how unclean the FEMA camps are. I'm sure that's going to be a problem for you. I'm a little concerned. I am. There are FEMA camps in the country already. There's 804 of them, in case you haven't heard about them. They have been positioned in all different portions of the area in the country. There are dome-like constructions that FEMA has built recently across the nation. This is part of Jade Helm.
An update to the Jade Helm 2015 operation going down in 7 states.
Okay, this is one particular new installation that FEMA has created. These are some of the more portable extermination centers. And they're merging with Walmart too. Well, thanks, Charles. I appreciate it. I make good lists. I do very good lists. Make you happy long time. Some of you are really OCD. I can see that. You wash your hands like 600 times a day repetitively. So welcome to your future home, everybody. Are you getting scared yet? Have I freaked out enough people yet? All right. Apparently I haven't freaked out enough people. You want me to show you where all the FEMA camps are? I'd like to, but I can't, because they were taken off the internet in 2008. When I started this show, we used to Google our FEMA camp in our area. Okay. And I can't do that anymore. I can only show you a picture of it. So when you Google the word FEMA camp, thanks, Beekman, you'll look up all these things. There's some sites that look like they've taken pictures of the FEMA camp locations. Here's one such site. Secret FEMA death camps. This would be the image that was on Google Map at one time. Visit page. Let's see what the page does. No, they're all open and they're ready for you. They're gaping for you. They're wide open and ready for your entrance. They're pulling a gaper for you. Server not found. Secret death camp has been removed. Public cannot know where it is located. This is like so many sites out there that don't have any actual links anymore. Yeah, they've been doing a hard job of scrubbing the internet. While you've been pulling a gaper, they've been scrubbing the internet waiting to insert. No, it's not true. There's a whole dark net out there. There's an undernet, an arcanet. You're only getting like 15% of the real net that is filtered through these search engines and comes to you courtesy of Google and Firefox. Any other questions? I hope everybody knows this is how they're going to do it. Now, we didn't mention the number one thing, which was false flags, but I really think we have to reset the ecosystem to a moving discussion. Aerial spraying. Fluoride in water. Toxins in food. GMOs. So let's do a scroll on this because this is like this is like a serious thing that they're doing. All right. So now you know, I've done the best I could to explain to you what's happening. I'm telling you, you're pulling the gaper, Beekman. You're wide open you're vulnerable. All of you are. Unless you have a third party protecting you, you are vulnerable. I am not using ChatDar. You're using an RFID chip? This is unbelievable. Duct Tape has already purchased his RFID chip and injection tip. I told you about Duct Tape. Seriously. This guy already bought his $99 RFID chip and injection point. Are you sure you're just not showing me your colostomy bag? I don't know what to think. It's a dangerous thing you just showed me. Sarah's here. We must take down the list.
Go, Mike. Do it. Mike Willis.
We are hereby clearing the board. Sarah has come into the room. Now, Sarah and I disagree on our perceptions of what's going on in the world. That's perfectly fine. We both agree that we need free $400 per month as a baseline for the American people. We both agree that our platform is 100% on track to fix the country. We both agree that we've got a definite problem with corruption in our government, but we both agree a third party is the way out. We support term limits. Debunking the FEMA camps. Oh, okay, I'll believe that when I see it. I saw an area around Mishawaka and South Bend, Indiana that looks like a FEMA camp for 15 miles. 15 miles. It just solid fencing. We believe... Are you from Mishawaka? Really? That's your hometown? You know, they closed the Ryans in both South Bend and Mishawaka. They went out of business, man. Did you hear? What's life like without a Ryans? I mean, you got to go to a home-style buffet or something, or hometown buffet.
All those were owned by the same company.
They were, yeah. Well, hometown buffet is still open. Thank goodness. FEMA camps are here to help you. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, we've eaten there before. That's how we know it.
Yeah, Notre Dame, really. Yeah, we saw the FEMA camp debunking story. I don't buy it. Fully baked. And we're going to remove you from the show. Bye. It's a bannable offense. Fully Baked is obviously a COINTELPRO guy. He's sitting there probably at Allied Signal Corps. He's required to post that stuff. He wants you all to think that it's all a big joke.
Yeah, we've been to both of them.
Yeah, they were both great. The meat was exceptional at the Ryans. Thank you. Sarah loves to put her hair up. I love America as a tourist, too. I don't want to make it so that you go past Checkpoint Charlie's when you go from California to Nevada. I would like to have that entire ridiculous checkpoint they put in from California to Nevada closed down. Checking for fruit flies? What a waste of time. We're not censoring people. We are pulling hateful statements off of the show.
I think so, Beekman. I think you've asked us that before.
Yeah, we've been by Day Road. Yeah. You know, you can drive for 15 miles and not even find a gas station in that area, which shows me that that area is ripe for FEMA camp. Plus, they've got a central hub where they can put fluoride in the water out there. There's huge aquifers. Hey, Dave, must-see video. Okay, let's take a look. It's just not coming up anymore, huh?
It's coming up. It just won't move. Like, it won't.
Oh, restart it. You have
What
to
do you mean?
hit Control-Alt-Delete.
No,
Correct. Oh, face shaving by a Senegalese barber. And why is that important? Come on, seriously. You're wasting my time. That's the best you got? Okay. Say hello to my little friend. Yeah, fluoride's bad. Yeah, you didn't know? You didn't get the memo? Guess 504 has not gotten the memo. I'll show you my transcripts when you show me Barack Obama's transcripts, okay? Yeah, good luck. Show me Donald Trump's tax returns while you're at it.
Golden Corral and you don't like it?
Yeah, Golden Corral. You know, we went to a really good Golden Corral in Mitchell, South Dakota, outside of the...
That was good because that had a lot of tourists, so the food rotated. True.
Yeah, that was a lot of food rotating in that Golden Corral. When you see food moving quick, then you know it's safe. It was at this moment that Billy decided to become a cop. Very funny. We have a person in here who does not seem to like me.
No, she has a crush on David. David doesn't have a crush on her.
Who's that? Her?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't have a crush on her, no. Well, this is great fun. You know, this is very much like a game because I get to pick out all the bad things in chat for the recording. And you notice how the recording has really prevented a lot of death threats. I think that's great. Okay, we got our first death threat. Could you define that, Guest 219? Do you mean you want to find me and take me out to dinner? Is that an invitation to go to Applebee's or something? Be a little more specific. Thanks. I just want to make sure we have the real death threat. Because you're so brave, you're willing to get a felony. Oh, 2 miles away from Ryan's? Well, let me tell you, was it in Mishawaka or South Bend? Was it the Mishawaka one, Beekman? Or the South Bend? Mishawaka, okay. We went to the Mishawaka one. It was a little bit nicer than the South Bend one. Was right near a massive radio frequency terminal area where the electric grid connects. Those areas are also a conduit for all electric lines going in and out of Chicago. It's a seriously dangerous area to be. Yeah, I wouldn't move there. Oh, here we go. We finally got it. Hang on. We were waiting for that death threat. Let's print screen and copy. And I'll record that to the archive so you will be contacted by the authorities. You may want to keep your phone available so that they can call you and tell you what time your arraignment will be. Okay. Make sure it's open so that they can give you a call. All righty. No, Renee Zellweger, I've not seen her. Is she in Sydney? I've heard that Renee Zellweger doesn't look a bit like Renee Zellweger. A22. Thank you. All right, Sarah's going to take over. I'm going to show you a picture of Renee Zellweger. I believe that she may have been replaced. Now, you can decide for yourself. This is a picture that Sarah and I oftentimes disagree on. But Wow, my days are numbered? Ooh, I'm so scared. Ooh, golly. Oh. See how scared they are that I'm going to get mainstream media attention?
Yeah. Got it.
It's amazing. They're just so frightened. I can smell the fear in these Trump supporters and Clinton supporters. They just don't get it. I took a side-by-side comparison. Now, Renee Zellweger was I was a big fan of hers. And when I started hearing her speak out publicly, she didn't sound a bit like her. And then I looked at her stats, and I found that Renee Zellweger actually originally was 5'3", and then it changed to 5'4". Take a look at this picture, folks. This is really appropriate. Scissor Fight just sent it in. The leading Republican presidential candidate lives here, and he thinks your wages are too high. Wow. Boy, does that typify the very truth that we're dealing with this incredibly corrupt guy named Donald Trump. But then you've got that incredibly corrupt, greedy woman named Hillary Clinton. Let's not forget her. Oh, you know where I'm living and you're coming for me. Oh, I'm so scared. Golly, you got me all worked up here. I've never threatened anybody on the internet. No, that's not the real interesting thing. The new Renee Zellweger was seen in a picture with a guy who's 6 feet or 5'11". And I'll show you this picture for you, and then I'll leave you with this thought. How did Renee Zellweger go from 5'3" to 5'9"?
And the Oscar goes to... I'll open this up here. Not that easy. Go ahead.
Okay, this Renee Zellweger is clearly about 3 inches below him, 2 to 3 inches. So how in the world can she be 5'4" and have a face that's so obviously different than the other one, when she's clearly 5'9" standing next to Richard Gere, who's 5'11"? I mean, there's just super huge anomalies here that cannot be explained. Well, whatever she is, she doesn't match. I'm sorry. All right, that concludes my section of the show this evening. We will be going to guest chat off. Oh no, we've got the recording going now? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. All right, we'll leave guest on then. But Sarah has the option of going guest off if she wants. Okay, the lag is bad. It shouldn't be. Well, maybe I should get rid of some things. Hang on. Every time I put things in here, they always slow down the browser. This is good, though. Little cowbell. Anybody have cowbell on the line? All right. So when our country was, when we beat the Germans and the Japanese in World War II, we didn't realize that the country was already seeded with Nazis in the 1930s. And that's a problem. That's something we didn't really calculate. Many of you didn't realize that the Nazis pretty much took over portions of our government in the 1930s. I know it came as a shock to me, but it's exactly what's going on. And because of that, they don't in any way respond to the American people. They're creating a brutal state just like Hitler did. They're creating a national socialist economy right now under Barack Obama, and under Hillary or Trump, they'd have the same national socialist economy. We don't censor any guests. We only censor threats and statements of demoralization. Okay, just so you know, I'm not trying to censor you. I'm just telling you to stop demoralizing. There's a reason why they won't legalize marijuana. And this is it. One acre of hemp grown in a single season yields as much paper as 4 acres of trees. So there's a reason why they don't want hemp legal. They want to make money on trees. The lumber industry is tied into it. It's a whole thing. Like I said, I'll be glad to show you transcripts when you can pull up Donald Trump's his tax returns and get Barack Obama's transcripts from Columbia and Harvard. Thank you. Appreciate it. I will promise you, however, when I become president, I will subpoena my Cume folder when I was a young student and get it opened and revealed to the public. I'm not lying to you, man. I have no access to the Cume folder. I can't get it. I told you that. I could order my transcripts from UCLA, but why bother?
It's likely that they don't have information, at least in your high school.
Just the high school record is all I
The
need.
high school probably doesn't have those records.
You know, I have.
I mean,
they don't have
they
my
keep
college
the
records, no.
After a certain time, but
No, the Cume folder is kept secretly sealed at every school, in every school district in
Forever.
America. Yes, forever. If you want to research something on any one person through the background check, you can pull up the FBI's top secret panel to do that. I can't. I'm not able to. And neither are you. But people in the FBI can pull up registration, all the background checks on people.
I wonder how long that is kept.
No, they don't have a throwaway point. You're going to understand the country is keeping so many records. We've got a server in there's a server in Bluffdale, Utah, the NSA has, that is actually so crammed with information, they don't know why they're saving it all, but they're literally saving all the chat on the internet, all the emails that go over the internet. They're saving everything because they believe that a supercomputer will be used to sort it all out. Now, we had a couple people call up the police department and make threats to us last year, or claiming they were us. We have their recorded voices, and we'll be able to use their voices when I become president. We'll be able to use their voices to identify them because there is a audio record of every human being in America. Unless somebody hasn't used a phone, we have an audio record of them. The chat is all saved, yeah. Hey, I'm reading, yeah. Giant helium filled airliner, yeah. It's our idea we came up with. Takes off for the first time, I know. Yes, in Coddington Field in England, yes. It is an amazing blimp liner for cargo shipping. I'm going to step out so Sarah can check in, and I'll be back. Thank you for recording. Excellent. It's a marvelous taking flight, a blimp, just like I talked about. Isn't it amazing how apropos I've been all these years?
Wow, that's not good, Charles. Sorry that happened. Sammy's dad, you think way too much cash is given Pearl Harbor in the scheme of things? Alright, I'm going to go over here. You guys were talking about, Mike Willis, you were talking about buffets. Yes. David is for real. He really is running for president under America's Third Party. It's pretty amazing. So, yeah. So you can vote for him. You can write his name in on your ballot, David Sponheim, as for president. And that would be really fantastic. Nothing's wrong with my brain. Is something wrong with your brain? I hope you're good. I think it would need everyone's support in order for David to win. All of us would have to work together. We could work together to get him on the ballot, and we can definitely write his name in. All of those will need to happen. Thank you. My ears work well. For my first diplomatic dinner, earrings work well. For a first diplomatic ball, that would be good. Why would you say that, 971? I've made a decision and I will always stick with it, which is fantastic. Not at this time, 530. We're not releasing any statements. Alright, I'm going to check out if anyone's chatting over there. Okay. Hello, Chicky12. How are you? And sometimes I know David doesn't always read all the iVlog chat and the YouTube chat and the Battlecam chat, so I go back and forth between those when I come on the show. So that's very good. If you don't like David Sponheim, then I don't know why you're in this chat room, because this chat room is all about David Sponheim's campaign for president. David formed his own party. That's why he is not running under American Independent American Party, or the Green Party. David has definitely is an environmentalist. And if either of those parties wanted to endorse David for president, that would be fine. But, so that's why he started America's Third Party, and he believes that's the best way to go. Well, 2360, you're here enjoying the show, so, you know, you can say anything you want about myself or David or the campaign, but you obviously seem to enjoy being here. Otherwise you wouldn't. If you felt like something else was more important to pursue, you would be doing that right now. Well, you know, name calling doesn't amount to anything. It doesn't get you anywhere in life. So I don't know why you're trying to call me names. It just doesn't actually help the world. You still haven't made your fan art? Yeah, you could be working on that right now as we speak. You could be working on fan art. That would be fantastic. All right. Well, I mean, yeah, you could be running a lemonade stand. Spend the time how you would like to spend your time, and obviously you like to spend your time in here with our show. Breitbart is reporting that illegal migrants from terror-linked countries are surging at the southern border. Well, I'm definitely not warlike, Sammy's dad. I believe in peace as much as possible. You like, yeah, Chase used to do lots of cool art. I know, sometimes that happens, 340, and we just have to realize, you know, people are going to try to put people down, but I don't need this, I don't think. I'm not really worried if, you know, people put me down. I always feel it's you know, it doesn't hurt me. I am going to add this instant road construction to Cool Tech. I think that's very good. Well, I don't know, 609. I mean, people are people, and trolls are people too. But comic book characters are even better at finding treasure than pirates? SpongeBob. Because he lives in the ocean, right? Oh, what's that a picture of? Scissor fight? I don't even know. Oh, somebody electrocuting himself. Thank you very much. I am not going to fix my teeth any more than I already have. I actually had some worse teeth than I have now. And I believe that life is not perfect all the time, and that it's great to accept a little bit of imperfection. I mean, that's what makes me real. That's what makes me human. I'm not a robot to just follow around anything, or so I believe in being a real person. David doesn't need any kind of assistance 761 with drugs or anything like that, so it's pretty cool. He's a good guy that way. Well, they don't plan on being anywhere near you, 236. Definitely not. All right, enjoy. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's just, I just believe in just being real. So that's it. No, 854. That must have been a different person. Did that happen to you? Maybe. Oh, I don't really care about that one. Okay, I'm just... What is being real to you? I'm just myself. Calm. That's probably being real. Didn't I already bookmark this? I'm sure I did. To err is human, to R is seriously pirate. You guys are hilarious. I mean, I would say. Thank you very much, 665. Yes, I do support David. I mean, I believe that if you're going to be a dreamer, have big dreams, go after them, pursue them. That's not what you're saying, 761. Didn't really happen. Never happened. No, 236. I'm going to keep everything just the way it is. I don't want to call people names, 943. People have the right to believe as they want, I suppose. So, actually, what I first liked about David was his voice. I think he has a very nice phone voice. Actually, before the voice was, we had some really interesting conversation. So I thought that was very good. Yes, we do things for fun on Sunday. That's when we don't broadcast. Actually, third party doing this is my fun. Not yet, 909. Oh, what are the guests? Are they kids like 12? They might be. I don't think so, though, because they're not supposed to be in here if they're not 18. But who knows? Yes, David is a strong man. He stands up for what he believes in. I'm so glad that you admire him. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. If you could change the world, you'd bring a fella's head in your universe. What does that mean, abnormal? I don't really understand that. Oh, yes, go anchor your boat. That's very important, Salty Dog. Buds of Plenty, you're back. Von Helton took his kids to Golden Corral, claims it's 5-star. Helton loves the way chicken and other food floated in the chocolate fountain. Chicken in the chocolate fountain. Oh, wow. They have a lot of kids on the site. Well, hopefully they're not casting on the site, Buds of Plenty. They shouldn't be casting on Vaughn. Big Pharma was invented by the Rockefellers. Yeah, it does take a lot of guts to stand up for what you believe in and take criticism. Thank you, 495, for realizing that. It's pretty amazing. And then, you know, people resort to, you know, saying things that are totally off topic, and it's crazy. We just record the show because, like David said, in the past we have received death threats. We've been swatted. We've So just kind of like, that's why we record this show, because when we were swatted before, it came out that, basically they said, do you have any evidence of death threats or anything like that? So it's just a precautionary so that if it happens again, we can say, well, here is what a chat room night is like. It's so much fun. It's just so enjoyable. But this is what it takes to run for president. Thank you, 909, for acknowledging that. No, just it's the first thing he talks about in the morning, Sheriff Woody. I don't want to be a woman sailor, but I'll spread the word, and maybe I can find someone who does. I want to cross that out. Okay. Yes, actually, it was David's idea to turn on guest chat, but as a guest earlier pointed out, the guests are voters as well, and sometimes voting, the guest didn't point this out, but I'll point out that voting is, we have a secret ballot, so sometimes people like to not to remain anonymous in the political process, and that's fine with me. No thanks, 236. Well, yes, of course we talk about America's Third Party in the show when we're not on the show, because it is a big part of our life, and it can be stressful. Thank you for admiring David's commitment to the show. It takes a lot of commitment to do something day in and day out for as many years as David has been doing this. It's pretty amazing. Well, the thing is, 236, yes, actually, that's one of the very first thing that we talked about when David was running for president is, are you willing to, for something to, assassination is a very real threat to presidents. And so we have talked about that, or people who are campaigning. Both two Kennedys are an example of that, John F. Kennedy and Robert Kennedy. And it's, we're willing to take that risk because we believe in the future and the American people. You're going to add me to what list, 236? Maybe you should be put on a list. The key is content. Well, that's why I think that's a threat. So 236, I'm going to remove you from the room at this point. Thank you. I don't frequent any dating sites because I already have the person that I'm going to be with for my lifetime. His name is David Sponheim, so I don't need to date anyone else. I really don't like to talk about that 909. I like to keep my professional and my political life separate. So I'm sure people can find information out about me, but because the internet is that way, but I prefer to keep it separate. Thank you. I appreciate that. Christie administration magically cut Trump's New Jersey tax debt from $30 million to $5 million. Ooh, that's a good one. Well, I would survive 954, but I wouldn't be okay if something were to happen to David. I mean, he's the love of my life, and I'd be tragically heartbroken, and I would make sure that there was no foul play. So I would No, that will never happen, 932. I'm going to remove you. Well, 761, I really don't know the answer to that question. Some people say that they're rebroadcasting David. Some people say that there's been limits put on our show. I don't know. Maybe it's because you haven't told enough people. Maybe I could tell more people. Yes, I would continue David's dream if something happened to David. And as he would continue his dream if something happened to me. Christy. Okay, debt. Sometimes that's true. Sometimes people don't want to hear the truth. It's true. All right. Bengalitis, I did not click your link, so I suppose you can post it again. Chemtrails are not David's dream. His dream is to not have chemtrails and to shine a light on everything that's happening in the world so that there wouldn't be false flags. His idea is to expose the truth. That's one of David's dreams. Thank you. All right. Hello, hello, hello. All right, good. Mike Prince, Prince Charles, Roger Stone. Okay. Oh, equals Roger Stone. Okay. All right. Are they of the same bloodline? I don't know.
She knows where to.
I won't, no, I think that we need brains. How do we know David is real, unlike Bill Hicks? Well, you can go back and watch David's former videos on YouTube all the way to 2008.
There's like 4,000 hours of viewing pleasure.
4,000 hours of viewing pleasure. Soon, David will have a lifetime of viewing pleasure for you guys to watch.
Yeah, I mean, you can even multicast this by playing our YouTube site at the bottom of our screen at America's Third Party. And by the way, the site looks great. It came out great last night, all the work.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Great. Wow, they just come in and they just start calling you names, huh?
Well, that's their protocol. The government agent or whoever these people are paid to, they're possibly paid by competitors. We don't know.
I'll ask David those questions. You want me to stay here? I'll stay here, I guess, for 15
What are the questions?
What first made you awake? Or you could take it for...
Well, this show, I don't mind talking a little bit, but this show made me awake. We started this in 2008, and it was amazing. We learned so much from people. First, out of the chute, we got questions like, what do you think of the Illuminati? And I didn't even know what an Illuminati was at the time, and I researched it, and I realize to this day we still don't know who the Illuminati is. But I've heard as many as 6 million people in the world are in the Illuminati. I can't verify that, but we do know from the signs and symptoms of the destruction of our environment and the limitations on our ability to fix it, that this isn't artificially being created by some group of people. Usually human beings come up with great solutions for problems, but we've been artificially suppressed. We've been forced into a state of inert apathy where many of us are just functioning, going to work, going to home, going to bed, waking up, going to the bathroom, eating. I mean, it's almost like they've got many of us under control. Some of us, however, are inquisitive free thinkers that are saying this is not right. We shouldn't be killing the planet like we're doing. But these people who are running the complete corruption ring in our government, who have control, and this is the people that are bad, not the government, the people that are encompassing what we call the government now, some of them might be good. But for the most part, they're a bunch of whores that are willing to do whatever their donators give them money to do. And that's the problem. This person says, I get paid good money to threaten Dave's life. Guess 331. See?
What kind of money?
Yeah, how much money are you making doing this? What is good money to you? I mean, what is your price? I mean, is it $100 a day? I mean, what are they paying you?
$15 per show.
I mean, what are you, one of these 4chan
10
bottom
cents.
dwellers that works for $5 a shot? That's crazy. $10, yeah. And any other questions? Oh, you're doing the links. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, thank you. That really makes me feel good because these links keep adding up, and I just don't. This is the coolest Mercedes. If I like to show it to the room. Isn't that nice? It's a touring vehicle.
20-foot luxury electric Maybach that you'll want to drive yourself.
Wow. So you're pretty cheap felon here. We got a person who's would slit my throat for a nickel, they say. Wow. Unbelievable. You know, we've created such a gross culture of narcissism within the inner culture of our country that these people are worthless in their own minds. They wake up feeling worthless, so saying these things would come natural to them. They don't realize they're committing a felony, so because our system of punishment hasn't really geared up for cyber terrorism yet, we still have them living in their mom's basement, snorting coke or whatever, and doing this. This is their entertainment, or maybe they make money doing it, who knows?
Maybach 6, it's 6 meters long.
Wow, that is amazing. That is one of the coolest Mercedes I've ever seen. This is the brand new future of luxury cars. It's not about driving themselves. Not that this Mercedes and the Maybach want the super rich to believe that they want to have a brand new electric car concept. So that the thing that I think we have to realize is.
Hey, do you want me to save this?
No. We're all screwed in some way or another by the system. Most of us are, even if they're bottom dwellers threatening my life, we're all basically at the whim of these elitists. And that's not good. That's not what our country wanted to put in place.
Welcome to the 30 crazy...
I have not seen that. I want to show that to everybody tonight. 30 crazy marijuana facts that will blow your mind.
So
it's in new. Okay.
It's in cannabis. Can I close it?
Yeah, you can close it. Next out of it. Good night, 598. Thanks for coming in.
Yes, David, we'll continue to do the show.
Rocker says, David and Sarah, I admire you both for sticking your necks out for the better of our country. Our society needs help in a big way, and you guys can make a big change with your ideas and the way you guys think. I admire you too. Thank you, Rocker. Well, I appreciate you admiring us, and I admire you for coming in and participating in the show on a nightly basis. I'm amazed. I was told that a lot of these people that threaten our lives threaten other people on every other chat show, that we don't have any control over the cyber terrorism that's been going on in all the different rich internet platforms like Vaughn and iVlog and Battlecam and YouTube and all these places. There's no control. Do you think the left will get violent if Trump wins? Well, it's highly unlikely Trump's going to win simply because the left has the voting numbers and the swing states are showing that Trump is 14 points behind Hillary. Swing states like Virginia, they just did a poll, showed that Hillary's going to win by 14 points. So I don't think Trump's going to win. I think he's just been put out there because he's so foolish and he sticks his foot in his mouth so quickly. I think the elitists kind of are laughing at him. They just use him. He's counterbalance for their system. They buy both sides and they try to figure out who's the number one idiot, and it would be him. Number two idiot would be Hillary, because she obviously is working against the time clock physically. She's unable to make her necessary rounds without lots of physical pain, regardless of her actions in the past, which I cannot verify. All I can tell you is that is a woman in pain. There's something going on. She's either got a colostomy bag or possibly a urinary bag, or she may be incontinent. I mean, a lot of women her age are incontinent. They suffer from deep vein thrombosis like Hillary does. We know that. So she can't stand up for very long. She's got a lot of pain issues. And pain management and the presidency doesn't seem like a good match. And so when you look at this incredible corruption in our government, you see how absolutely, how we're going nowhere. I want to save that. That's the democide one. It's pretty good.
It's just somebody's class.
Oh, then just go out of it. Leave it. I copied it already. I have a copy of it. I copy all I make hard copies of all these, or just computer copies of websites we go to. Yeah, well, the bottom line is she's propping herself up. She's not 100%. That's clearly obvious. And her message is no different than Barack Obama's, which has led us nowhere in 8 years. So, I mean, how can any of you Democrats think that her message is cut like right there? But the deal is, Donald Trump literally copied 10 of my ideas to sound like he had some new information. And having done that openly, blatantly, and having no media coverage whatsoever on this issue, no one will run a story about it. I think the best thing they can possibly... Dude, I'm not tracking your IP. I'm not allowed to track your IP. The NSA will get it when they pull the records on this site. Yeah, you're going to be completely tracked. Everything... When I'm president, we're going to have all of Vaughn's records pulled up, and your IP will be pulled up right off this recorded message. We'll have people hired just to go after your IP.
Well, that's the thing. Is like if something. That's why people ask why are we recording the chat, and I said it's so that so that we can turn this evidence over to the police.
Yeah.
If something were to happen to us, or yeah. So.
We're not talking about the FBI today. I'm talking about the FBI and the NSA when I'm president. Much more responsive. You'll have instantaneous access to these agencies online. I don't think we have much access right now because the FBI is being run by a bunch of thugs. I don't believe that Jim Comey, the director of the FBI, is doing his job by not prosecuting Hillary Clinton for clearly violating national security. Clearly. And plus, Hillary could be blackmailed. The information. Oh, that's a good one on the Airstream. Did you see it?
No, I closed out of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that had the same. That's pretty cool. But the fact is, if these people, their jobs are at risk, of course, I'm going to bring out all kinds of new people at those agencies. But I would only keep the ones that passed lie detector tests. I doubt many of them could. I seriously doubt. Everybody in the FBI and the NSA will be lie detected under my leadership. We will start from the top down and work our way through the ranks. And it won't be long before we have a good handle on who we can trust and who we can't. And even then, I'll keep an eye out. Because I can spot insincerity miles away. It won't take me long to vet it out and ferret it out, and I will pull out the bad seeds in our government. Now, I will have the ultimate protection of the U.S. Secret Service, which may be replaced too. We may put the Secret Service in the field. You know, there's been about 10% bank closures over the past 10 years, since 2006.
Or do you want me to save it?
That's, just put it in a category under either war. I think war is the best thing to put it under. Okay. If you could. It was a really good video I played about a person who defected from North Korea, a 21-year-old woman. Thanks. Yeah, so we will be getting all the best people at these agencies to be tasked to go after cyber terrorists.
The Next News Network is sponsored in part by GetTheT.
Yes, a sociopath has been known to pass a lie detector test, but they can't in any way pass them all. There's biometric analysis tests. There's a variety of tests that, when you're lying, your head changes color. If you say a lie, your entire head starts to get red in this area. You could be a bold-faced liar and your head would still turn red. They've got the ability to use thermoscopic or thermographic analysis in determining safety at airports. We could use this technology at airports to streamline the whole airport access point. I want to phase out the TSA. I don't think they should be in operation clutching your body parts. I think it's really sick what's happening. And our government under Janet Napolitano and let's not even it's not even funny what Jay Johnson is doing or not doing. I just think that they've fallen by the wayside in terms of really being aware of the danger of violating individual freedom in America.
Can I close out of this?
Yes, I don't care about that. I don't want to inject myself with an RFID chip. Yes, I want to keep that, and I want to put that in new. Thank you so much for doing this. You're really a big help. Sarah's been a big help tonight. We have some concessions out there in our store if you want to buy some t-shirts and things.
You always save it then? Or?
I'm not taking a vacation. I am on vacation. I've been on vacation for a long, long time. No, I am serious about lie detecting FBI and NSA agents. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? We got so much corruption in the ranks, you have no idea. Is this a joke? You have no clue as to how corrupt our government has become, do you? Wow. Dude, are you working for the government, Guest 579? Because nobody has access to tax returns.
Should I bookmark this?
Are you a government agent, 579? Yes, definitely. I believe Guest 579 is a government agent. He claims he can see my tax returns. Oh, and you have access to my tax returns and you work for Trump. Wow. See, they're even coming out of the woodwork admitting they work for Trump. I wouldn't doubt it, man. From a guy who hasn't shown a tax return like he said he was going to do, and you're asking me about my W-2s? That's pretty funny. Yeah, Putin and Trump are working together through you. She's a wonderful asset, 911. You're going to buy one of our shirts? Okay. One of them has a marijuana leaf on it. If you check it out, go to our store. It's pretty cool. Please don't give me VIP status here. This network is not as important as you think. You're wasting your money. Plus, it makes me seem like an elitist to some people. Gold is 1338. Silver at 1889 and hasn't gone up to 20 again. Dow Jones still right where it used to be, 18,529. Nothing's changed. The numbers were changed to protect the greedy. Please don't buy me in a VIP. None of you, please. We will be broadcasting on blogtv.ca. Absolutely. Hillary taking a lie detector test. That's funny. No, it's a third party. It's a Spreadshirt that does the t-shirts.
I'll add Scissor Fights video.
Yes, that's a good one. Add that to the playlist. And add it also to false flags. All right, great. Well, I just think it's fun to talk about all the issues. Tomorrow is a 9/11 discussion. We talk about 911 being, in your mind, a completely normal event caused by terrorists. In my mind, I believe there is a possibility we have an inside job here. 15 years out, we still haven't vetted exactly who is the perpetrator of 9/11. And I believe we may have to actually look inward into the government. And that's part of the lie detector process. You know, I don't really know much about lie detectors. I'm not an expert on lie detectors. I don't know what it costs. I don't know why I would worry about the cost of something like that. I mean, I'm sure the government has some lie detectors already in our collection. I don't really need a lie detector. I speak the truth every night, so I don't need to be lie detected.
It's kind of interesting. This year we did for Tech Thursday.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, definitely. Keep them up. If you want to keep them up on the list, we can carry about 15 links tonight. Frankly, you go to americasthirdparty.com and click on the store button. It's the center of the screen, and go to the store, and you'll see a T-shirt there, and you'll see a sign there that'll show you where to get our bumper stickers, where to get our signs, or our outdoor yard signs. America's Third Party is a poster unto itself. If you just go there and right-click the main page, and you can save that JPEG, send it to Office Max, Office Depot, or Staples, email it to them, and they'll print it out for $2. or even as low as $1 if you go with this size, 8.5 by 11. The 11 by 17 is about $2 with tax. And then what you do is you put some cardboard behind it and then just tape it all the way around like I did. I even took tape and waterproofed them one time. They actually work pretty well through about 3 rains. But past 3 rains, they start to look like shriveled old prunes. I ran in 2014 in my local area, and we had 90% of the signs stolen. And every day we drove around, we had them taken from us, destroyed. That's how much these people want to get rid of a third party. So if you're thinking act locally and think globally, you're an imbecile. Because we've acted locally and we got hosed hard by the corruption within our government. The Republicans and Democrats are corrupt to the core right now. We are literally being run, our nation is being run by prostitutes, money whores that are seeking re-election. They don't care about their constituent. That's why our budgets have extended way beyond in every state, California being the worst, with a massive debt now, nearly $500 billion. California is now leading the way toward devastation. They're going to take the country with us. It looks like California's been targeted with the drought too. So the economy in California will be heavily impacted. Although the GDP in California is only affected by 5% agriculture input. Agriculture and the devastation, the job market has an ancillary impact, which will lead to problems that will result in the collapse of California. We're on the way to doing that. Yeah, we had a foreign newspaper slander me as well. In my local area is run. They've got a newspaper run out of Canada, but I'm in America. And they write the newspaper. The Canadians write the newspaper, and they slandered me in the newspaper. For the best of my, I didn't even get an opportunity to get my response published. They didn't even publish my response. It's crazy how much censorship is going on. I didn't know it was happening like this until I ran. I knew it was bad up until 2013. And then, yeah, the Rolling Stone called me bizarre fringe candidate, which is libelous of them. Yeah, that's libel that they're committing, in my opinion. But what's really interesting is I didn't realize how corrupt the country really is until I actually ran a local election. When we ran Sarah's election, we were cold-shouldered all over the place. Sarah ran for state senate in our area in 2008. We got the cold shoulder, but nobody was really taking our signs down because we didn't run a lot of signs. We just threw our name.
Yeah.
We put our name out on mobile signs. We had mobile signs going all around, and she got 5% of the vote here. But until I ran my election with signs everywhere, did I realize how corrupt these people were? That they're willing to steal, destroy, and desecrate any opponent's signs. And this is not something that's unusual. It's happening across the country. Wildfires have spread into Washington state, according to Scissor Fight. The ABC News just said that forcing hundreds to flee from their homes in Washington state. So you may want to... Oh, I want to show this to the people too. While we look at this, I'm gonna just show you real quick. And Sarah's done for the night anyway. I'm going to show you the video while I then talk about something else. And I'm going to say good night to Sarah for all of you. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, Sarah. Take care. And thanks for helping. I really appreciate it.
Mandatory evacuations were ordered overnight in Washington state after dry and windy conditions fueled wildfires. This new video just in shows flames burning a hillside there, and this is just one of 3 wildfires burning near Spokane. The fires have destroyed several buildings, including homes.
Massive wildfires in Washington, forcing evacuation.
Okay, and then the FDA declared that Frosted Flakes are healthier than avocados, highlighting the agency's incompetence and corruption. Amazing.
Probably because they add vitamins to them. I don't get.
They don't understand what food is. I think they're calling all those supplemental vitamins that in the bleached white wheat flour that's GMO, that it's somehow healthier for everybody. That's all I can assume. Bye, Sarah. Thank you. Oh, Federal Reserve just made a Facebook page and it's getting destroyed by trolls. Wow. That's cool. I just can't get over the FDA saying that Frosted Flakes are healthier than avocados. Yeah, basic nutrition. I'll give you guys the news from Natural News back at you. Eddie is hanging in there, man. He's on a low-carb diet. That's cool, Eddie. Thanks. Somebody's got some money flashing at me. Hey, there's Eddie. See, Eddie is integrated into our show over at iBlog, folks. If you want to go over there, you can. Yeah, I'm not a communist. My family fought communism for years. There's Eddie right now. Eddie live. Hanging in there. He's got his money. $20 bill. Wow. Eddie saved up all year long to get that 20. He shows the conspiracy of cash. See, you can get on TV too. Just like Eddie. It's not that hard to participate on the open internet. Cool. I could probably unmute Eddie pretty soon. What if Trump keeps track of my libelous remarks about him? I'm not making libelous remarks about Trump. I called him a corrupt pig. That's not libelous. That's my opinion. You can call people names. They're protected by freedom of speech. I've never written anything down about Trump. You could claim that my speech here is a libel claim, but frankly, I'm just running a show which describes him for what he is. A corporate welfare pig. Now, if he wants to prosecute people who use freedom of speech, he'll be running into a wall. American Civil Liberties Union, for one. Now, according to this story, Virginia felons are going to have their voting rights restored. 13,000 of them. Wow, that's really interesting. From USA Today. This just in.
Today we are here to talk about an issue of basic justice, the restoration of civil rights. This is an issue that I have been passionate about for many, many years. I personally believe in the power of second chances and in the dignity and worth of every single human being. We conducted a thorough review of the individuals who had their voter registrations canceled because of the court decision. I'm proud to announce that last week, I approved the restoration of rights of nearly 13,000 of these men and women. We will conduct a thorough review of each individual, checking the records with the state police, the Department of Corrections, the State Compensation Board, and the Departments of Juvenile Justice, Criminal Justice Services, and Behavioral Health and Developmental Services. If that review concludes that the individuals meet my criteria and are no longer incarcerated or under active supervision, my staff will bring those records to me and make a recommendation. I will review their analysis and, where appropriate, I will restore the rights of those men and women. Personalized restoration orders will be printed with my signature and the state seal and mailed to those individuals.
So that was a decision by the Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe. Fine, no problem. Well, guest 711, Sarah and I have been on vacation for a long time. You know, we vacate daily in our own home. Yeah, I live in one of the most beautiful areas of the world. I have a lovely, fantastic area to live. It's really beautiful here. And we have the perfect setup, so we really are kind of on vacation. I wouldn't be able to do this show if I lived in some of the hellholes some of you are living in. I think you know what I mean. Yeah, it's not easy waking up and having a train go by your head. Just because I have jets flying over my house constantly causing irreparable damage to my liver, and without staying inside, I could very well have a stroke. I still love it here. It's beautiful. Let me give you a little taste of my beautiful vacation. Are you ready? This is what a day in the life of Dave is like. It's just the best. Huma Abedin worked at a radical Muslim journal for 12 years, according to the New York Post. Wow. And Hillary's a trusted friend. And I understand Bill was soliciting from a jihadist organization for funding. Yeah, I heard that Bill is getting money from a Sharia law organization that promotes Sharia law. Amazing, isn't it? Yeah, well, our day is pretty much speckled with jet travel. During the week, we live near a naval air station, and typically the life here is altered by what is going on. Patty Murray approved 48 different jets to be tested in our area and flights to be trained, or pilots to be trained. So here's a day in the life of Dave. How'd you like that, huh? How'd you like that, huh? You like that? You live near Huntsville International Airport, duct tape, and the Redstone Air Arsenal at runways, yeah? Running for politics is like a circus act now. I'm up against clowns on the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. I'm not going to host a meet and greet, no. Now, you see what you get here. I am fully available to talk to you online. If you'd like to have one of my interactive, artificial, holographic presentations in your area, you can certainly tune in on a 4K channel in stereoscopic capability. We will give you a holographic encounter, real time. God, I can't even believe you'd ask me such a thing. The better of two evils. At this point, it's so bad, why are you voting evil, number one? Why would you throw your vote out to the two-party system, which is clearly corrupted to the core? Hit me up, man. Okay, man. I'll hang out with you down there in Syracuse. Let's go meet up at the Schenectady, at the Trade Tech over there. We can hang out in the coffee shop. We will be doing broadcasts in VR, yes. I'm gearing up for it. I'm waiting to get the VR headset so I can do the show in VR. And then you'll be able to touch me. We can all have group hugs in VR. All right, FBI uncovers 14,900 more documents in the Clinton email probe. So Clinton's emails are being probed. Gosh, they're just really trying to make Hillary into a sexy candidate. I don't know. This is just crazy. Why are we talking about the emails that Bernie couldn't talk about and the FBI won't prosecute on? What's wrong with some of you conservatives? Don't you realize that the Republican Party could have sued Hillary numerous times and they haven't? You can't see the complicity here? I mean, Hillary should be held accountable. She should be prosecuted at the highest level for espionage, at the very least. Seriously, she's breached our national security simply by hiding emails and then releasing ones that should never have been released. I mean, this woman is all over the place. Jeez. I can't believe that you people are, you know, not prosecuting her. You're still in Obama's court. That's really sad. No, no one can go to my house. My house has many mansions. You know, I don't think the cops want to come to my house again. Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to be here. The thing is, if you guys think it's okay to commit a felony, like calling the cops up and swatting somebody, that is actually, they're going to be at your house pretty soon. Did you hear about the guy on the East Coast that was arrested for 7 swatting events? He's serving, he's going to serve 10 years in Massachusetts. He's going to the hardcore prison over there. State pen in Massachusetts is not a fun place to go. Hillary was a shill. Okay? The fact is, people died. The email server was posted. What happened was the email server was never open to Bernie. And one of the guys who worked with the Bernie campaign, and this stuff has not even reached the mainstream media. It was in the news all over the blogs last week. But one of the guys actually died. Yeah, he's like death number 56 plus. And he actually served the DNC, and he was going to be in court right now, but the DNC, I guess he won't make it to court because he's dead. Right. Oh, I'm a racist? How is that confirmed? How am I a racist? Exactly. I'd like you to know. Be more specific. No, I liked Obama from the perspective of him being black. I did not like Obama from the perspective of him being a liar. I don't have a problem with a black president. I really don't. I never did. You know, I didn't even understand why you people called me out and claimed I was a racist when all I did was an impersonation video of Barack Obama. I don't understand why we're not afforded freedom of speech by you Democrats. I'm not really sure why we even have. Yeah, I just don't know where that video went. That's kind of concerning me. Let me go to my detail page. No, I don't think the swimmer team guy is lying. I don't think that's the case at all. I think, in fact, we have video live leak footage of them putting their hands up. You're right. Sulan says swatting is dangerous. People get killed. You're right, Sulan. There's no need to do blackface again. I already made my point. Okay, I'll have to pull that up. I can't believe I don't have that. Let's do this. No, I've never been a racist. I've never said a racial slur in my life. I would have voted for another black guy if Barack Obama hadn't been such an incredible liar. I didn't vote for him because he's a liar. And he's not even born in the U.S. He's clearly born in Kenya. This is a DNC issue. Maybe that's why it's not coming up. Here we go. Democratic aide Seth Rich. That's not it. This is a guy that knew too much, may have gone up against the DNC. We're not sure. He died recently. And the conspiracy theories are thickening about his death. Let me give you the link there. Yeah, I hate to lose links, and I really need to pull this up. No, I'm not gay, and I'm not a porn star. I've never done porn. Drugs mislabeled? He probably had no idea he took fentanyl. Prince's drugs mislabeled. Wow. Well, she doesn't like me. She should have told me that. Yeah. Guess 921. If you're going to send me that information, I'd appreciate it. If Natasha Chen is bad-mouthing me, I need to know. Send all those audio recordings to americasthirdparty@gmail.com. All right? Thank you. Appreciate it. But this is one of the many. This guy's 55. We got a 56 and a 57. Or no, excuse me, he's 54, 56, and 55 and 56 are coming. Yeah, so far we know of 56 on the Clinton body count, it's called. Clinton body count hashtag. Yeah, that'll get you somewhere on Twitter. I'm not sure where. But yeah, I really need to find that. So I'm going to pull that up. I don't in any way associate with conspiracy theorists like Von Helton. I don't believe in aliens. I don't believe that he's a time traveler. I did the blackface because I couldn't get any media time, and I still can't get any media time, and it's an enormous success so far. The blackface has got me a worldwide mention. I've got people in Japan that know me and know my name. Yeah, it's an enormous success. Blackface video that I did in 2008 kicked it all off. And then from there on, it's just been one thing after another. I created a character called Broke Insane Obamas. I don't have anything to talk about Luciferians. Yeah, we don't talk to Luciferians anymore. There is no actual big shirt here. This is a size that fits perfectly. Yeah, you're dumb, very dumb. To think that a shirt makes all the difference in the world is absurd. Okay, Duct Tape says, I helped to run an email server that did business with Johnson & Johnson. We filtered subjects, message bodies, and recipients. The government does the same thing. There you go, Duct Tape. So where is Hillary's emails? So free speech should be defended in this country, and why a lot of you people don't in any way understand that, a lot of you Democrats and Trump-tards. Trump wouldn't have the balls to do this. He's too much of an establishment character. Pills found at the prince's estate were mislabeled. This is very, very concerning. All right, folks, it's very possible that Prince was killed. I said this the other day. Yeah. Some of the pills from the prince's estate in Paisley Park after his death were counterfeit drugs that actually contained fentanyl, a synthetic opioid 50 times more powerful than heroin. So somebody spiked his drugs. They killed him. That's why he died with absolutely no toxicology report for weeks later. They wanted to make sure they had all their tracks covered. It took forever for the toxicology report to come in.
Some of the pills taken from Prince's estate in Paisley Park after his death were counterfeit drugs that actually contained fentanyl, a synthetic opioid 50 times more powerful than heroin, an official close to the investigation said. The official, who spoke to the Associated Press Sunday on condition of anonymity because of the ongoing investigation, said nearly 24 pills found in one Aleve bottle were falsely labeled as Watson 385. According to Drugs.com, that stamp is used to identify pills containing a mix of acetaminophen and hydrocodone. But the official said at least one of the pills tested positive for fentanyl.
Wow. You know, it could be he had some connection. It could be he had some connection to the release he did with Travis Smiley, where he talked about chemtrails. Prince was talking about chemtrails with Travis Smiley on an interview. I have that interview. Prince could have been taken out because he was willingly talking about chemtrails and their dangers. Wow. And that's sad.
I want to go back to Jack Johnson because he's still in the back of my head. I can't get him out of my head where this conversation is concerned. who have you felt most often like in the ring?
He started riffing about the chemtrails, and he started to say things that hit home so hard, and I would recommend that everybody try to get what he said online or wherever.
Okay, so he talked about chemtrails, he talked about Dick Gregory, and now we find out the pills founded as a state were mislabeled. Go figure. And you want to talk about my Broken St. Obamas video. That's pretty funny. I am tired. It's been 5 hours of nonstop, incredibly screwed up chat from hell. We've had over 15 death threats in the past 3 hours. And all of them are going back into our registry, which goes to the authorities, because these people are committing felonies. Don't have a lot of pimples in my face. I have a pretty clean complexion. Yeah, chat from hell, exactly. You want to show? Let me show you some guy who's slightly younger than me. Yeah, it's just terrible. He's 54 years old, and you tell me who has more pimples. Get a job. I recommend you get a job. I recommend you get a job. I recommend you leave your parents' basement and get a job. Right now. Get off your ass and get a job. Did you hear me? All right. Dirty job done dirt cheap. So this has been great. 1 hour beyond, or 1/2 hour beyond our show. Socrates, I don't believe I have even heard your recent post. John and Cage says that Prince was a freaking dopehead. Big shirts do not affect media time, you idiot. And any other questions? Okay, good. I think we got it covered. Wow, so this is a big night for videos. We got Morgan Freeman and his Larry King Live Now talking about how our pollution is getting so bad, it's unbelievable. And according to William Cooper, he's going to talk about how the American people are literally mentally crippled.
You watch a
3.5 minute video of him talking about that. Pretty cool. All right, so we are going to say goodnight to Conspiracy Monday, and we'll be back with Truth Tuesday tomorrow. Oh, I got to get fruit enzymes on me. Hang on. Freshen up my skin before I'm dermally abraded. Oh, man, it feels so good on a summer day. Summer night. Outstanding. All right, so we are going to be listening to the infamous William Cooper, who went out on a limb and wrote a book called Behold the Pale Horse, the definitive work on the Illuminati, the New World Order plot to take over our country and the world, and the guy himself talking about how the American people are mentally crippled, according to William Cooper. Nope. Flat Earth ruled out in less than 5 minutes. Sounds good. That's another good one. Excellent. Good shows. Thanks again for the links.
Everything that we can...
We're going to talk to Ron Johnson. He's a good guy. He's really got the... Yeah, that's awesome. All right, here we go. I'm signing off, yes. A lot of you have completely lost it. We are leaving chat from hell, thank you. Bozo the Clown Comics is in here to endorse me. Thank you, Bozo. You got the link right. Very cool. I know you're lost, but I mean, it's disturbing to deal with 15 death threats in 3 hours. But it's good we recorded them all, so we have them on copies. So all of those will be pursued at a later date. Beekman, take it easy, man. And try, experimenting with some new thoughts tonight. Listen to William Cooper, former U.S. government employee high-level employee who broke the ranks and told the truth about what's going on in the world and how we are being deceived. All right, later.
It amazes me. People watch on Saturday night, cops, top cops, tough cops, 911. All of these stories that are glorifying the police state and they're falling right into the manipulation as they watch police with no search warrant, with no court order, break down people's doors, tear out their walls, rip open their mattresses.